Podcast, the show where sports aren't just a game, they're a lifestyle. Join Kat, Ray, and Sammy as we dive into all things sports, from buzzer beaters to game-winning goals and everything in between. Whether it's basketball, football, baseball, or something new under the sun, we've got it covered. Get ready for the hot takes, the inside scoop, and the stories that make you say, wow. So lace up those sneakers, grab your gear, and let's get into it. Bounce, pass, pitch. Where the game never stops.
That's funny.
All right, welcome back to the Bounce, Pass, Pitch podcast. We got a lot to talk about this week. A lot to go over. Week in review, of course. I guess we're just going to kind of get right into it. First thing we want to talk about is baseball. Since baseball's just getting started up, what do you got for us?
Yeah, so you got the World Baseball Classic qualifiers right now. So there's 2 spots left. Playing in Arizona. Started today, actually. There's 4 teams that are fighting for it. Colombia, Germany, China, and Brazil. Looking to be the last 1 and 2 seeds go into the actual World Baseball Classic for next year. Germany won 12-2 against China.
Germany?
Yeah.
Who's playing baseball in Germany?
Honestly, they were in it last year, weren't they?
Yeah, they were in it last year.
It's always been a country good at dropping bombs and stuff.
Yeah,
like
that's what it is.
Hitting the nukes.
Hitting nukes.
That's exactly what it is.
They've always been good on the offensive.
Yep. But I mean, World Baseball Classic is huge.
That's where I started.
Yeah. That's kind of what Kat kind of started really getting into baseball, was the World Baseball Classic. So looking for another exciting year next year. Who do you guys think is going to take it home?
Come on top. You first, Kat.
I was just going to give the little USA. Bring me America all the way home. I mean, anytime a world sport Olympic, you can't not root for your country. I don't care where your country of origin is from, but if you're living here, USA.
Especially because now the stars are playing, because last year that they won it all, or last time that they had it, they won it all. And I think it really got everybody hyped up with Adam Jones, kind of being like the Captain America, the superstar, like holding the team on his back, robbing the home run and all that kind of stuff.
That's where I learned about who's that catcher, hitter, plays for the Phillies. Oh, not Bryce Harper. Man, what was his name? I can't remember. He was hitting Trey Turner?
Yeah,
wait, is
the shortstop.
first?
Yeah, he's the shortstop.
Yeah, that's like one of the newest players that I learned about. Obviously, I know I'm gonna get roasted for not knowing my baseball. I know it's gonna happen, but yeah, Trey Turner. I was like, damn, that guy's nice.
He's cold. Yeah.
He's nice with it.
For the WBC, I always got to rock with my boys from Mexico.
Yep.
But I think DR got a pretty good squad.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dominican Republic always.
They always.
Puerto
Rico's going to be good too. All the Latin American teams, and then Japan. I mean, they got Shohei, so you can't ever count them out. Shohei
and his boys.
Shohei and the boys. Yeah.
Shohei and them.
And I didn't even know that. That's funny. I didn't even know that baseball was like in the Olympics ever.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at it. And in 2006 is when the World Baseball Classic came out. Yeah. And so they quit doing baseball in the Olympics because of the MLB season.
Yeah, so it ran congruent with the baseball season. So a lot of the stars weren't going. So it was mostly
congruent.
I don't even know if that's the right word to use there, but it ran at the same time as the regular season, so a lot of the stars didn't go play. So you'd have a lot of the young guys, the college guys that would go play. So U.S. wasn't really very competitive. So now that they do the World Baseball Classic and kind of like leave time for that, leave space for that, it's like earlier before spring training. So guys can really get after it and really have all the stars and really represent their countries, which is great. So
if we did an all-time countries team, who do you think would really be the nastiest? Like all-time DR, all-time USA, all-time Puerto Rico.
Barry Bonds the United States.
United States got Barry Bonds, so I don't know. King Griffey Jr., Barry Bonds, Alex Rodriguez.
Are we putting Babe Ruth in right field?
Babe Ruth. Bring it back, Babe Ruth. No, he's starting for us.
Babe Ruth.
Think about all the good.
I mean, Nolan Ryan's starting though.
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan versus Shohei. I'm taking Nolan Ryan. No.
He would have played forever if he hadn't got hurt.
Yeah,
He was 46 when he got hurt.
Throwing 97 miles an hour.
They need to add that in the show though, the video game. They need to add like
that would be a good idea. Yeah, kind of like
Japanese.
Was it 2K that
2K
has
does
that?
that.
The all-time Celtics or all-time Lakers or all-time Cavs, which is LeBron.
Yeah,
and
LeBron's on 3 different teams.
Yeah, he's on the all-time Celtics. Celtics.
And I think they even do 2010s, 2020s, and 2000s All-Stars and the best players of that decade.
That'd actually be a really cool idea.
The NFL and Madden, I was talking about video games, but Madden needs to do that too. They used to do that in the old Maddens.
Yeah.
But they do like All-Stars or Hall of Famers.
Remember they had the Canton, Ohio Greats?
Yeah.
That's what it was called.
Yeah.
They had like the Canton,
Ohio Greats, and it was like
all the Hall
Jerry
of Famers,
Rice and Peyton Manning. It was crazy.
That'd be tough.
It was tough.
The fall off of Madden.
But then in just other news in baseball, we got spring training going right now, going strong. I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Yankees. I got my hoodie on, but they're looking pretty nice. But they do still have some injuries. Classic Yankees every season. They got people hurt. DJ LeMahieu's hurt. Stanton's hurt. Don't know when he's going to be back, but
Stanton is slow. I don't know why, but I thought all baseball players are supposed to be fast.
Yeah,
I've never seen someone so slow.
Yeah,
live. I'm so sorry.
I don't think he tries, bro.
Yeah. He's a great hitter, but I like watching him run. Like,
I can't.
I think I could outrun him. That's saying a lot.
Me and my cousins. Shout out to my boys Rolo, Eddie, and Brian, and my cousin Jesse, who's in there too. But we always talk about. We used to give a lot of crap on Stanton about how he misses so much time. But last year in the playoffs, man, he was so clutch. He's valid no matter what. Now I can't ever talk
but
down
your boy
on
Aaron
him.
Judge wasn't like that.
No, he wasn't.
Sold
he did sell on us.
Part of the worst inning in the World Series ever.
Yeah.
I just because Ray watches baseball and because we're all close, I tend to watch the Yankees more than I'm a Colorado Rockies fan. I wouldn't even say a fan. That's a team if I had to pick to really get into baseball, that's who I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
But because I've just kind of inherited to watching the Yankees play, so when they fail, I like to just
I'm telling you,
let them know.
I'm gonna be like that bowler though. Hate it or love it, you watch me.
Yeah, hate it or love it.
I'm telling you, Kat. That's why they're one of the top teams, America's team.
Yeah, because they got all that money.
It's like if it was in the '90s, you'd probably turn on the TV and see the Cowboys all the time.
Yeah. You still turn on the TV and all you see
I was
the
gonna say,
Cowboys,
what's changed?
What's
changed?
So that's why I was saying when you were hating on the Yankees, and one of I don't even know if that episode aired. But that was I think our first episode. I was like, it's always nice to see.
Was it the
it's always
pre-take?
That's the unreleased.
It's always nice to see the top dogs playing, the
Yeah.
Dodgers, the Yanks, and just, it goes.
That was our pilot. That was our pilot episode that never got released. Maybe
that one stashed away.
Yeah, I just actually deleted all the footage because I was like, I need space on the camera.
It's not stashed.
Well, the audio's there somewhere, maybe. I don't know. I deleted everything. But no, baseball is awesome. I mean, I think I'm gonna slowly like it more and more as I learn about it. You guys kind of share with me things. We were talking about the Colorado Rockies, their pitchers.
Pitcher emoting.
We got the hit the emote. We got the major bat flip, and then we got the emotes
jumping up, doing some crazy emotes. They definitely need to add those in Fortnite for sure.
They need to add that in the actual game that we're talking about.
The show,
MLB the show.
How mad I'd be if some dude was just dicing me up.
And he hit
on online. He hits you with the.
That's what I had. So we were playing 2K today, and I bought this emote for 500 VC
virtual currency.
And so anytime someone hits a 3, I stand there. I'm like, and I just stand there. You don't move.
Spam it.
Yeah. And so every time Sammy was hitting a shot, I'd just stand there and I would not quit playing defense and just let them run past me.
I don't got any emotes bought, so my dude just does the Kobe fist pump.
The classic.
Yeah, the fist pump.
Yes. We did it.
Funny.
Oh, that is funny. But no, baseball, I think also Pete Rose. I guess we're talking about Pete Rose possibly. Since he used steroids to hit the ball.
Yeah, well, no, that's not Pete Rose. But we'll kind of.
What did Pete Rose do?
He was gambling on.
Gambling.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I thought he was using steroids.
Yeah, which I think is dumb. But we'll get into it a little bit more with our hot takes segment.
Hot takes presented by Hot Cheetos. No, I'm just kidding.
Shout out to Hot Cheetos. But if you guys aren't on our things,
social media,
Instagram, YouTube, Apple, Spotify, podcast, everything. We're on everything. Make sure you interact with us. That way you get your shout out.
Especially if you want to be on the podcast, like in your text us, hey, we want to be on the podcast. Give us some hot takes. And if they're they're good enough and you consistently
if you
hot
know
takes.
if you know ball enough.
If you know ball,
if you think you're confident enough about ball,
I'll just tell you,
shot.
if you're going to be a guest on our podcast, I may or may not fact check you really hard. I'm very opinionated, and no, except for baseball. I'm baseball, but I'm other sports. I'm pretty.
Even on the pilot episode, you were fact checking me.
I know.
Just straight cooked them.
Sorry,
You had to get it out of the way. That's what
I was like, my bad. My bad. My bad, boys. All right, on to football. Talking about football. And biggest thing that from this last week was Indianapolis came out and said Richardson is going to have a quarterback controversy competition with an unknown QB that they are talking to and they want. So 2 things. Is it a mental game? And number 2, are they really looking for a quarterback or are they just saying that to scare him?
I think it could be a little bit of both, honestly. I mean, because I think if they want to play that mental game, kind of like with Bryce Young, how he got sat down, he really turned it around. But if for whatever reason he can't turn it around, you still need somebody there. So
yeah, absolutely.
I think they'll definitely go out and get a good veteran quarterback and just kind of maybe have him sit for a little bit. And if that veteran quarterback just kind of keeps regressing, which is probably a reason why they're not on a team, but.
Just because you're a veteran doesn't mean you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Go get a veteran.
So we'll kind of see, but I think it's definitely a mental thing, especially with him when he like tapped out. That was just a craziest thing we've ever seen to happen from your leader. Like he's supposed to be the leader of the team, and he sat there and tapped out while his other teammates are in there, taking poundings every day, every week.
Yeah.
So
yeah, 100% agree with that. I think that might most definitely be a mental move because I can't even think of the other vets that are all around that could come in and maybe take a spot over there because Richardson's just a guy that needs more snaps, just needs to get better at the game mentally. And I think if he's really about it, then he could be something good in the NFL. But if he's tapping out every now and then, you know what I'm saying? And admitting to it, too, because I would never be able to.
Yeah. You'd have to will you out like Paul Pierce.
Yeah. It's definitely like 80% of the NFL or sports that we talk about, 70 to 80%, you might even say 90% is like a mental game. Like, are you mental tough? Like, do you have that? You can be a dog physically. You can have the arm. You can be fast. You can be big. You can have all the traits of Cam Newton, which Anthony Richardson does, but do you have the mentality that Cam Newton had?
Yeah.
And was like, that clip, I watched film too, watch this.
He said, I'm the guy.
Touchdown.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
That's the biggest thing in the NFL is that switch because everybody who's in the combine right now is a dog. Like all those numbers they're putting up right now is insane. But it's just about how they...
This draft is deep too.
Yeah.
We was mentioning that.
It's just about how they play on the field and what they do off the field to keep themselves healthy and study and, make sure that they execute these game plans that are put in front of them.
Yeah.
It's the difference in college.
Who do you guys kind of think that they might target as far as like a veteran quarterback? Because I think we kind of talked about it. Maybe said Matthew Stafford before the news dropped that he was re-signing with the Rams. But I mean, what big names are out there? I think Aaron Rodgers.
I think he's depending on like how. I mean, it's
Sam
the Colts.
Darnold.
You want a competition, right? So you bring Aaron Rodgers in. Anthony Richardson may have a thought, okay, he'll be for 2 years, and then I'm the guy.
And
or the Colts have the thought, we'll bring him in. We'll see what happens. Aaron Rodgers wins. Okay, now Richardson can develop under him because he's young and he only had like 13 total starts his whole life. In football.
Yeah, he didn't start
like high school, college. In the NFL, he's only started like 18 games, something like that. That's the craziest stat that I saw today. I think you brought that up.
Have you seen Trey Lance's starts? His was like way less.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
He didn't even play like a whole season, I think, and he got drafted like second overall.
That's
well, he played during COVID, right? So they like shut down the year halfway, and then he got drafted.
The biggest prospect ever. And now he's
to fumble the bag. Aaron Rodgers, you're talking about Aaron Rodgers, Sam Darnold, Russell Wilson. I think.
I feel like those guys come in and just take his spot though. Because I don't know if he's really battling that. Because those guys are just vets. Like, they know what they're doing. I mean, if they're talking about a vet to come in to compete, then it might be someone a little lower caliber.
Well, I mean, to compete. I mean, Russell Wilson beat out Justin Fields, I guess you could say.
And Justin Fields is like this young guy, can run. And they were doing great. They were winning. And they're like, Nope, Russell Wilson's better.
Yeah, they got really hammered on that decision. Everyone's like, man, what happens? Because they started off like 4-0 or something like that.
Yeah,
I think he
right?
was. I think he was like 4-2.
Yeah, they had a winning record with him, and then they pulled him, and everyone's like, okay, why are you doing this?
And then Russell Wilson, we were in Parsons, Kansas,
crazy,
when we had that game, right?
Yeah.
We were in Parsons, and they had that crazy game on like,
Sunday
Sunday night or
football.
Monday night football. We're like, oh, okay, well that's
why.
that's okay. I completely understand.
Maybe that's the new method. You just switch them out mid-season.
I guess.
Like Kansas, K-State in college, they had for the longest time they ran a 2-man quarterback system. And every other drive would be a different quarterback, different situations. He's like, I've got 2 athletes that are amazing. I'm going to use them both. So, but NFL is such a copycat league. So if someone was to do that in the college that worked well, they would do it in the NFL.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you've also got Aaron Rodgers trying to land somewhere. Who knows if he even plays again? We talk about him maybe even just retiring. But the other thing is, it's just like the offseason is going to be crazy this year. We've already seen some things. Matthew Stafford, is that right? Matthew Stafford got re-signed. Re-signed, did all that, and now we've got Deebo Samuel
crazy
to Washington for a fifth
round for a box of popcorn, and some more hot Cheetos too. But
hot Cheetos, just kidding, we're not.
But man, I see a lot of people hating on that trade, saying they're like, Deebo to the Commanders. Whatever.
Yeah, they got the Drewski memes going around.
I haven't seen those. You guys sent them to me. It's hilarious. But it's just like they got Deebo for nothing. Yeah. And so something you had talked about earlier was kind of that market.
Yeah, like right now, like I know there's trade talks about DK Metcalf and the Packers possibly being a trade target for them, but the rumor was, it was a top pick, so like first or second round pick and a player. After Deebo going for 5th, who's 29 years old, still, I guess kind of in his prime, I think that market just kind of drops. Like, I wouldn't pay a first or second round pick for DK. I would, I think I'd shoot for a 3rd or 4th, 3rd at the most, but, it just, I think that's kind of, and I'm not against going after DK. I would love to have DK Metcalf,
right.
But I just think that just kind of proves the market right now is a little bit.
But is it because it's Deebo? Is it because it's Deebo because he's kind of like, man, he could come in and be an all-star. NFL All-Pro, could go nuts, play any position, but also then there's a chance that he becomes Antonio Brown 2.0.
He just crashes out on you.
Out of nowhere. You guys were telling me about which I guess I didn't even remember this, but you're saying the kicker.
Yeah, he choked out the kicker. Yeah, mid-game. It was crazy.
I think that was the game that he was like missing.
Yeah,
was it Jake Moody or was it a backup? Because Jake Moody.
No, I think it was a backup because Moody was hurt most of the year. Yeah. So I think it was a backup. He went up and choked him.
Don't look.
But
don't look.
I'm sending y'all the segment later for right now because my phone's getting low.
Oh, okay. No worries.
So just don't look at the text.
I won't look. I shall not look.
Just in case I need to use one of y'all's phone. My phone should be all right.
But I think another thing too with them only getting a 5th for him, they also kind of like gave out their hand though, because they said they weren't going to re-sign him, or DK or Deebo was like, I don't want to come back and play again, and they already said, we're going to honor him. We're gonna let him go find someone to trade with. Find a suitor. So I think it was like they didn't really have any leverage anyways. So they were like, let's just get rid of him, get what we can. Yeah. So I think that may be part of it too.
And we've seen people, I'm trying to think recently who we thought about they get released.
Well, Devontae too. Devontae, they're like either gonna trade him or release him.
Why would you give me a 7th?
Yeah.
Someone give me a 7th?
Exactly.
I guess, but then they're like, well, he's gonna get released anyway. He's got to
exactly.
him.
That's what I would think.
Yeah.
As an opposing GM, I'd be like, why would I trade you capital for me?
So things you
for
can't
someone you're just going to release.
Just go out there. Maybe that's what the 49ers did. They said, well, let's see if we can get him anything for him before we leak that we're going to release him.
Yep.
Let's see if we can get a 4th or a 5th or a 6th. Put that asking price out, and the Commanders obviously are going to be crazy good this next season.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin. Deebo now. Jaden Daniels looked like a all-star, top 5 QB. Looked like it last year. Not saying he's going to stay there, but he had the C.J. Stroud kind of year last year too.
We got a hot take on.
That whole offense is going to look really good. They were already great last year. I think they really need some pieces on defense, though, because that's kind of what killed them last year. Is they couldn't stop anybody. They were getting too many shootouts. But
absolutely. And then going back to the receiver market, I guess we'll speak on the Packers. Like, what if I was the GM? I guess you kind of analyze what is your window of absolutely winning a Super Bowl. Because, like, what's the point of playing football? What's the point of playing sports? You want to win a championship. But, you want to make money as an individual. But as an organization, what is your timeline? Like, Jordan Love's going to be on your team for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But Aaron Rodgers was how long was Aaron Rodgers? Yeah, and then be a Jet. And also Vikings to get Aaron Rodgers we want that to happen. Yeah. But, like, how long was Aaron Rodgers for the Packers? Was he played there for 18 years? 18 years? 18. And he won one Super Bowl in 18 years. But he had a window from 2010 or 2000, the year they won it probably, because that was
the year
surprising.
after. I mean, the year after they were 17 or 15-1 or whatever it is. So I mean, they were still great, and then they just kind of
they had a window. Yeah. It's just like, how big is your window? Okay, so they had like 2 or 3 good years if they won the Super Bowl, but then they had another window open up from like 2018. 2018 till that was his first MVP, right? 18 or 19 to like 2022.
Yeah, because 23 he was bad. But
and it's like you've got that window. Where do you judge your window? Like, I know you're saying like you see the value in DK Metcalf, but if I'm the Packers, I don't have a number one. I've got a bunch of slot guys, bunch of gadget guys, and I'm not saying you can't win like that. We've seen people win like that. But if Christian Watson can stay healthy, you've got your deep threat. You don't need to get anybody. But Christian Watson proves for the third or fourth year in a row he cannot stay healthy. So I'm like, I'm giving a first for him. Because even if it's a 3-year window, if I win a Super Bowl with DK Metcalf and I gave up a first round and then he crashes out and is never good ever again, I want a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have him locked in. I guess that's my thought.
I guess you're saying like go out and pay whatever you can to win now.
Yeah,
right. To go get it
on
now.
A scale of 1 to 10, how close are you to win a championship? If you're an 8, pay to win. If you're a 7 or a 6, you're there but you're not there yet, then get some stock and build your draft and build on a team. But they've built so much on the team. They got Aaron Jones. I keep saying Aaron Jones.
Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs. You got Josh Jacobs, who's on a 4-year contract.
Yep.
This is your window.
Yep.
Because at the end of 4 years, he's going to be an old running back with lots of touches. He had a lot of touches. A lot of carries. A lot of tough carries. This isn't like Saquon Barkley breaking 40-yard dashes.
He's a tone setter.
He's not really a finesse guy. He's a
they're going to hand the ball off, and I'm going to run through you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to set the tone that we're old school, punch you in the mouth football.
I was watching his interview on John Gruden's podcast, and he was talking a lot about how he just likes to set that tone, different ways of attacking defenders, running through their face, even on blocking situations. He just likes to let people know that he's there. And
he's that dude.
Yeah. He is. I mean, we saw that one run in the playoffs. I mean, he's just an animal.
I don't know. I mean, he's all right. I'm just kidding.
But back to the DK thing though, I think it's just, I don't know. I know you're saying a lot about windows, but I feel like at any time at the end of the year, anybody who's playing the best ball could really go out there and win it.
I agree.
Yeah.
So that's why I always just think about the future a little more with my draft picks, because the draft is honestly so valued in like the NFL. Because every year there's so many good guys.
And we're talking about this year's draft is so deep, so maybe you don't. Maybe that's also affected the market. I mean, you're like, okay, there are 6 to 12 guys out there that can come in and be a number one, and we're gonna talk about the combine some more later. But going into basketball on our weekend review, I had this graphic pull up more about the Luka trade. And I guess their issue, then one of the Mavs came out. They're just trying to make up for their terrible trade, so they're just releasing anything they can. I guess he had an issue with his taste for beer and hookah, quote unquote. And they were worried that he'd be out
of shape.
Yeah, and it would lead to a catastrophe in the next 5 years.
Man, I think that's kind of crazy.
That's a hot take.
That is. I was going to say that's kind of crazy because whoever is the general manager now, I know Mark Cuban's out, or the owner,
Nico Harrison
with him,
and I guess Mark Wahlberg, almost said Mark Cuban still has like a 2% or 3% share, but he's like
he can't really. He's not a majority.
He can't do anything. He's not a majority. He can't do anything.
I think it's crazy because Dirk used to go crazy, but that's just the European lifestyle. Is like
I was gonna say, even Jokic, bro. Like he's sipping beers after his and even during I think after they won the finals, he was literally like, I'm ready to just go back. He's drinking a beer. So I'm just ready to go back to
Smart Horses.
to Serbia.
Yeah, but it's one of those things like you just look at it like, okay, it's not that big of a deal. Obviously, like.
These guys are elite athletes. Like
he's a grown man too.
Yeah,
I mean, you're treating him like a little kid.
That's another thing.
I really think that the Mavericks did not want to pay him the Supermax. I think I said this last time. I think they were like, oh, we've got Kyrie, but we just went to the finals, but we don't pay him the Supermax. And we got Derek Lively, and we've got PJ Washington, who they ended up trading away too. All these players. I'm like, it's Luka Doncic.
Yeah, top 5 player in the league.
You went and finessed the Hawks for him, which I'm not saying that Trae Young isn't good, but Trae Young isn't Luka.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you put them side by side, you're definitely taking Luka 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
It's such a crazy situation because we never heard of a team not wanting to supermax a top 3 player in the NBA.
Someone that deserves it. If you're not going to give him a supermax, who are you going to give a supermax
Nobody.
There's only arguably 2 players
like,
better than him right now for the
can-
future.
to? Yeah.
Which is like Shea or Jokic, and that's basically it. Who's like could be arguably in his spot for the future.
That's just crazy. And
It is
Luka looks
nuts.
great right now. I
Luka
mean, he's
looks
starting to
great.
get his form now. I know he kind of started. He was a little shaky at the beginning, but he was injured, so he was coming back. I know he shot like it was like 6 of 15, which still isn't crazy bad.
No.
But he's starting to heat up now, so he's looking
Drop
good.
that
His
triple-double.
assists. I guess I never really realized how great of a ball distributor he is. I've been staying up watching these games lately because I'm a little bit more interested into it now. But Luka's basketball IQ and the way he passes the ball is just crazy.
And he makes everyone better around him.
Yeah, and that's another thing about it too. I'm like he's a top 5 scorer and a facilitator. So now you got 2 LeBrons
top 20,
on the
exactly.
Now you got 2 LeBrons on the same team with a really good coach. With I think a lot of people doubted JJ Redick, but he's proven he knows his stuff. So
That's what I was gonna say earlier too about having 2 LeBrons. Like I feel like people always slept on LeBron's passing until probably like those last couple years with the Cavs when he was really just carrying these bad teams.
Yeah,
it's like you really see that out of Luka. Like that comparison to LeBron is right there with that passing because he just makes everybody on his team look a lot better.
And then now the Lakers are pretty much set
They
for
are.
the future too.
But also, I get chills thinking about my daddy LeBron. Let me tell you about LeBron. Also, if you don't know, we're filming this in the church, so it's either the Holy Spirit or it's LeBron James. It's probably both. LeBron. But here's the biggest thing. Is the Lakers are moving up the West like crazy. Before the Laker trade, they had just moved to the 5th. Now they're in the 4th. I think they're in the 3rd seed now. And I'm like, LeBron, this is a crazy picture. I saw this morning, okay? And it said LeBron's last MVP season, he had 26 points per game. We'll round it up. Everything round up. 27 points per game, 8 rebounds, 7.5 assists. Since turning 40 in December, he's averaging 26, 8, and 8. As a 40-year-old. I think Shannon Sharp said it West. Gave me OKC, KFC, UFC, Lakers in 5. That was so funny. But in all seriousness, like I think LeBron's got another 3 years on him.
Yep.
To stay elite.
Yeah.
And he's an elite. Name me 3 other players you'll take.
Giving you 26, 8, and 8 tonight.
And that you take over LeBron.
Yeah.
I would say Shea and maybe Jokic. And then they just shut down Jokic. So going to the NBA.
That was a good game. Good game plan by JJ Redick. That was crazy.
And Embiid's out too. I saw that.
They're seeking a medical retirement from the 76ers are.
They're
going to, I just saw that this morning too, that they're going to seek a medical retirement from him. And if the NBA grants it, they don't pay him anymore.
Really?
And then he can
his contract?
he can basically reapply to be in the NBA. I believe this is what it is. So if it's not true,
Like a
it's
Greg Odom kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, except that you paid this guy. He set out 50% of his career.
That's crazy.
I don't know if I should save this for the hot takes because it's not on there, but I seen something that people were saying. Just get rid of Embiid, get rid of George, get a bunch of Paul George, get a bunch of draft picks, and let this be Tyrese Maxey's team.
He's there.
Yeah,
he's
I
there.
mean, it was last year whenever Embiid was out most of the year. They looked good. I mean, they made
Jared McCain.
Playoff. Yeah, Jared McCain when he comes back.
He's a hooper.
I mean, that'd be a good.
I was hoping the Lakers would draft him.
They had Thibault too, right?
Matisse Thybulle. He's always been a good defensive player.
I mean, they looked good last year without Embiid, so I kind of see where that's going. And then George, I don't know what his
worst signing ever. That was the biggest robbery.
What's he doing?
Awful.
I don't know what happened.
The other night, he had 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists.
38 minutes.
Yeah, dropped a real triple double.
It was bad.
Like he's been bad. He's like us now. He does podcasts.
Yeah, that's all he does.
He's done more podcasts than he's played in games.
That's hilarious.
It's funny because Paul George used to be like my favorite player in the league.
Yeah, he used to be such a great two-way player.
It's just that bad injury in the Olympics.
Yeah.
That it was just
femur?
the trials too, right? They were just practicing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gotta suck. That's the worst.
But I could see that. I don't take that. I don't think that's really a hot take. I think that would be kind of a smart. I think that's kind of a smart thing to do, especially if you're a GM looking in the future.
You're gonna pay him all that money. Just move off of him.
Yeah.
Take the dead cap space. Hit it. Someone's gonna pick him up if you release him.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna pick him up.
But that's the worst part about it is like you don't want to drop him off in another. Like let's say the Knicks picked him up. You know how crazy that'd be.
And then
I know they got Cat.
I know
they got Cat right now, but still that'd be crazy.
Crazy.
Losing to someone in your own conference.
Yeah.
with the guy that you had to let go of. But I mean,
it's a future decision. You're talking about earlier with the NFL stuff. Like
Yeah.
you really like. I'm a win now type. I've always been a win now. My personality, everything I try to do is win now. And you even talked about like you're more of a forward thinker. Like, okay, these next 3 years we could be bad, but I mean, look at the Thunder. After I don't know, they had the best transition after losing 3 Hall of Famers: Harden, Westbrook, and Kevin Durant. All 3 make the Hall of Fame. I believe it. I think they're great players. Lost all 3 and made the transition.
And then, but that was a little after, because after they lost those 3, they went and got Westbrook paired with Melo and Paul George, who they were paying a lot. And then
they gave up stuff for them too.
That's whenever they shipped off Paul George to the Clippers, and they got Shea and all the picks.
What a
they got like 8 or 7.
That was the biggest thing they did.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
They loaded up on picks, and now all their picks, they all hit on them. That's another thing too, though, is you got to hit on your picks too.
Yeah.
So it's not like just because you accumulate all these picks that you're just going to automatically be good.
Be great.
They've done a really good
acquisition.
job.
I think now though, this last draft, it showed kind of these international guys are really kind of like boom or bust, because there were so many international guys drafted last year, and the ones who are doing the best are the ones who got picked out of college. Like Jared McCain was doing really good. I mean, even Dalton Connect when the season started, he was.
He's still doing good. He just had to get out of his mind that they don't want me.
But there was like 4 or 3 French guys in the top 10, and they're not even doing anything right now. Alex Sarr and Zachariah, whatever his name is.
He's supposed to be the second coming. He's supposed to be better than Wemby.
Yeah.
And transition Wemby's talking about the Spurs is like he's out for the season. They're down. Pop's out. We talked about this last week, but something that I saw on the internet was of Tuesday. I think is when I put these notes in there. They have a 3% chance right now to land the first overall pick. Okay, but they have the 7th hardest remaining schedule. So, thoughts on if they get the first overall pick, because it's a lottery, right? You just gotta lose enough games. You're gonna have Cooper Flag, Victor Wembanyama, Castle, De'Aaron Fox as their core. Like, tell me if that was to happen, that they're not. And also, Cooper Flag, I don't know if y'all watch him. And like, he's a dog.
I seen him when he was playing against the Olympic team.
I've been watching him since.
That's what LeBron did to Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Nike's holding on to the
But they
tape.
released that footage. He was cooking him, and they were like,
I've been watching Cooper since probably he was like 16. Yeah. But then it's crazy that a lot of people forget is he reclassified. So I think he's like barely 18 right now, or he's 17.
That's crazy.
In college at Duke.
And he's nasty. Because that core would be crazy, I think, for the Spurs.
That'd be crazy.
Also, I don't know how much they'd tank, because they got Chris Paul in his final season right now. Because they only signed him for 1 year. They've got Harrison Barnes. Like, it's just hard. I don't know. I don't
think they'd re-sign him?
I don't know how. Maybe
you don't
they
think
would.
He'd come back?
Maybe he would, but I just don't know. Because I have a hard time thinking as being a competitor of tanking. But I guess when you tank, you kind of just sit your better guys and put the young guys out there and let them loose.
You can kind of see what you got.
But I think you got and the only reason I say is I'm not saying they're going to tank, but they have the 7th hardest remaining schedule, and they're not even a top 20 team. Mm-hmm. They're in the bottom half. They're in the bottom third of the league, so it's not like they can't go crazy. Yeah. But like De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, they're not playing. No one plays to lose.
Yeah.
If they were, then you would see what you're talking about. People sitting out, people benching, playing less minutes. But I don't think they're going to lose on purpose. But my thought was like, if that happens,
with them having the 7th hardest pick, hardest schedule, there's a good chance that they end up with a number 1 pick. Yeah, and I mean, another thing too would be is if Wemby does come back, because there's that chance that he may not, or maybe he comes back later in the season, all that kind of stuff. But with them together, that'd be crazy. That'd be a good young core. It'd be competing with OKC's young core.
Absolutely, both in the West. Yeah. Once again, LeBron's in the West. The West gets harder.
The strongest
crazy.
Conference. So.
And then the last thing I want to talk about as our weekend review of basketball was the Cavs-Celtics game. That
was game of the season so far.
The anomaly was
negative aura.
That was a really
negative aura.
That was a really good game, though.
Yeah, he was showboating. They were up. Was it 25-3 with 7 minutes in the first quarter?
Yep.
What do you guys even think about that though? Because the game ended with like 100 more points later.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you celebrating so early? Like,
if it was like at the end of the quarter and they were up, like you're saying, there's a whole game left. But if they're up 30-3, 30-7 in the first quarter, I'm like, okay, you're talking about 7 minutes left in the first quarter. You're celebrating like that. And it's just one of those things that they were hitting shots like crazy. I think they only missed like 3 or 4 shots like their efficiency was high. In NBA, you're not keeping a 70%
keep hitting that,
efficiency
the whole
unless
game.
you have 4 big men on the court and you're shooting from twos.
Inside, yeah.
And then I just can't stand Jason Tatum. I think he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, he's a good player.
But he's
just trying. He hit the Michael Jordan shrug. Told him get out of here.
Get out of here. And
Just-
I'm like, bro.
but he's
then
only-
you turn around and look at the
Spider
finals.
Mitchell.
Yeah, dude. Donovan Mitchell is
You
nasty.
talk about how the Jazz messed up.
Yes.
That used to be.
oh yeah, the Jazz are just done now.
They used to be Zeden's favorite player was Donovan Mitchell.
He's Spider.
Yeah, and I guess he just stopped liking him when he went to the Cavs. But man, he's always been a great player. Like
He's
that.
nasty.
The Cavs are the number 1 seed in the East.
Yep.
So let's talk about the Cavs.
Yep.
They drafted Garland at 4th. And the 4th pick, that's a draft. Then they traded for Mitchell, Jared Allen, and Karis LeVert. They drafted Evan Mobley, Isaac Orocco, Dean Wade, and Tristan Thompson. I put that in there because I thought that's funny because he's still with the Cavs. But they only have 3 free agents that they've signed on their roster. Like, that's another one of those teams, like, they build well.
They're kind of set for a while now, too.
I'm telling you, that trade era is going to go down one day because think about the teams who do trade a lot. The Nets.
Yeah.
And we saw
The
that
Nets,
graphic.
Oh, my gosh. It was the all-star graphic they just took. And every player but 2 were on the Nets at one point.
Yep.
They were
either
a
a pick from the so it's just like the Nets are in that situation, the Clippers are in that situation, the Suns are always in that
situation. They just keep trading and they just don't end up with.
They die off, and now you're seeing all the. It's just I think it's just always great to draft it,
and homegrown it and really develop the talent.
Unpopular opinion, but can the Brooklyn Nets come back and be the New Jersey Nets? Something about like New Jersey Nets.
Yeah, Brooklyn just doesn't sit right.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they moved to the Las Vegas.
Regardless, they're in the Ets curse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Jets, Mets, and Nets. They're in that Ets curse.
Dropping some knowledge on
yeah,
us.
he is.
Okay.
They're in the
dropping it off at the doorstep.
Shout out to my coworker Drew because he's the one. He's the one who talks. He's the one who put me onto that. We always talk ball all the time, and he's just like.
On the pod.
One day he was like, "They got the Ets curse." I was like, "What are you talking about?" He started naming off all these teams. I was like, "What is this guy? He's been thinking."
He's been thinking at home, looking at the ceiling. Like,
that's funny.
Well, that's kind of our week in review. So the biggest thing we wanted to cover this week, let's just jump right into it, is going to be the draft combine.
Yep.
Sammy, did you have anybody that you saw stand out?
I got a biased standout for my boy Taj Brooks, running back out of Texas Tech. He ran a 4.5, which was quicker than Ollie Gordon.
Dang.
And he's a bruiser back.
Yeah.
And he came from an air raid system, running out of shotgun the whole time. And a lot of scouts are saying he's the best blocker in the draft at running back.
Okay.
So I think he'd be a good mid-round pick for anybody.
Definitely a sleeper pick.
Yeah, mid-draft pick for somebody.
Especially how deep the running back class is. I mean, you got
Marion Hampton.
Marion Hampton.
Jadon Blue.
I
forgot that he was in the draft.
Genty.
Yeah.
Travion
Henderson.
You also got Donovan Edwards.
Sorry, I only know this because I'm looking on my phone.
Quinshon Judkins. Yeah. So it's super deep. So he could fall late.
I can't believe that Quinshon Judkins and both Ohio State running backs they're both in the draft, right?
Yeah.
I thought one of them would stay. I swear.
Because
one of them's got a year of eligibility left, right?
I think Henderson does.
I think it's Quinshon because he transferred from Ole Miss his sophomore season to Ohio State this year.
I was
junior year.
shocked that one of them didn't stay, but I guess you win a national championship, you got those hype about you.
Yeah,
go to the draft,
get your money.
Stock is at an all-time high. It's like Will Howard. They were really talking about him a lot in the draft combine when I was watching some clips at work, and they're like, this guy's the prototypical quarterback, size, accuracy always in there, but he can run, he can throw the ball. I mean, in the way the NFL is built today, having a running quarterback is definitely a benefit. It's not a must-have. We look at people like Jared Goff. I still went on this Twitter rant. I'll never forget about it. I cooked this guy on Twitter. I think I did.
I think I got 2 more names that are more popular, though. So we got Jackson Dart, I think has had a really good combine. Yep. And then another one out of UT, cornerback, Jadon Barron. I said Barron, yeah.
Barron.
He had a really good combine, too. And he's looking a lot more physical than people thought he was.
Yeah,
he just won the best cornerback.
Yeah.
It's crazy that I think people are sleeping on these players that, like, he won the best cornerback award in the country.
I know Will Johnson is ranked the number 1 cornerback in the draft is what they're saying.
Yeah, Will Johnson is, but I mean.
But he played against, I'm not saying that SC's all the competition, but you play at a Power 5 school when you win it. Like, you're playing against the best of the best.
Yeah.
You're not playing against some scrubs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not like Sauce Gardner, who's at Cincinnati. Never allowed a touchdown. Like, you're at Cincinnati, buddy.
Yeah. That was before they were in the
play
Big
a lot of
12.
zone, too, though.
Yeah.
They played a lot of zone, too, so a lot of it doesn't the stat goes more on the safety more times than not, or somebody else that was supposed to help. But
they had 16 quarterbacks in the combine, and only 3 ran the 40-yard dash. I was kind of disappointed.
I think it's crazy that Jalen Milroe didn't run the.
Why would
the
you
40.
not
Pop his draft up.
Yeah, that's
well,
what
this
I'm
guy just
saying.
ran a 4.4. Well,
this guy's an athlete. Maybe
like
he's not a quarterback.
Lamar
but
Jackson.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson type.
The only thing with
With a strong
Milrose,
arm.
he did not look good. I'll say
Yeah.
that Jalen Milrose throwing was not. He was very inaccurate.
Mhm.
He's got a live arm. He just doesn't know how to. He doesn't have the accuracy yet. Which, I mean, even if he didn't go as a quarterback, he'd go be an athlete. I mean,
Yeah.
he seemed like Braxton Miller, or there was another Terrell Pryor.
The Browns one, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's other opportunities for him to go out there and.
Who's some names you want to drop that you saw in the combine?
For me, I'm gonna go with the big guys. There was a lot of guys. I think I sent you guys some guys running some crazy.
James
40s.
Pierce.
Yeah, James Pierce. I think for me, being a little biased here, I want to see the Packers go get someone up on the front forward, really help them out on that line, on the D line especially. But James Pierce. What's his name? Shamar Stewart.
Mm-hmm.
He's a freak athlete. They're comparing him. I mean, he had a perfect 10 out of 10. Comparing him to Myles Garrett. But we kind of talked about it. He didn't really have the production like Myles Garrett did in college. So it's kind of like what happened there, because he's a freak outlier athlete. But what's going on with that? And then also just another name, Darius Alexander for Toledo, had a really, really strong Senior Bowl. I think he'd be a great interior defensive lineman. And then also last one, running back Donovan Edwards looked great, I think. Kind of going back to the running back situation, it's super deep. I watched Quinshon Judkins. He just didn't look as smooth as Donovan Edwards did, and I know he got a lot of flack for being the cover athlete and then not doing nothing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Michigan, and he didn't do anything for us really, but he looked great in the combine, so maybe he just needs to be in the right system.
Also, Taj Brooks had the fastest 20-yard shuttle.
And he's a power back.
Yep.
So he could be a sneaky, kind of like Aaron Jones got drafted in the 5th, 6th round. You pick him up, and he turns out to be a dog. So that'd be kind of crazy. But those are kind of 3 names that I kind of stood out to me. Some freak athletes this year for sure, though, which is it's kind of crazy. We're seeing it all over the place. Tight end, wide receiver, D-line, everybody's breaking records.
I was gonna say
now.
this defensive line group looks really athletic.
Yeah.
And I think it's low key kind of deep. Like you've got so many guys. That kid out of Marshall was pretty good.
Yeah, Green.
Yeah, he was doing really good, and it's just. Like, well, I guess this first round is going to be kind of loaded.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't think you can miss really in the first round. This is one of those drafts. It's like, I don't think there's going to be a huge miss. I think whoever you draft, then the only reason you miss on a pick, like you draft someone in the first round, top 20, even the top 32 picks, if they are a bust, it's because you didn't develop them well.
Yep.
These players are plug and play. And talk about big men. This is crazy how athletic this draft is. You got defensive tackles, which are your biggest dudes on the field, other than linemen, running 4.8s.
Yeah.
4.9s.
Crazy.
4.9s. 5 seconds. I mean, the slowest one was 5.3, which is faster than I can run it.
Yeah.
Not like their size. But I noticed I was looking through like participants. There's only 16 quarterbacks that participated. The combine really is for these guys, these offensive linemen, defensive end linebackers, because they don't get a lot of limelight. Your receivers, your running backs, your quarterbacks, your cornerbacks, they're going to get a lot of attention because the big plays are happening their way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big men. My standout is Matthew Golden from Texas.
I was gonna say that. I was saying him
Matthew
too.
Golden for Texas.
He actually ran an official 4.29.
4.29.
Official.
You've been saying that already for a minute.
I've
Yeah.
been saying
Saying
Matthew
Matt-
Golden is good. He was supposed to be like literally like a nobody this year for Texas, and just kind of be like that third or fourth option.
Yep.
And we had Isaiah Bond, who I think is a good receiver if you draft him, but he got hurt, so someone had to step up. And Matthew Golden stepped up, made all the clutch catches. That fool's got hands.
Yeah, great,
he's making
great hands catcher.
I mean, he's going up and getting balls because we learned that Quinn Ewers had a torn oblique. That's why he really couldn't throw very, very well. I will get into Quinn Ewers in a minute because I'm kind of upset. But you got this guy trying to go and get these balls. Well, Quinn just kind of float him up there, so he's trying to run full speed, watching it, catching it, fighting the defender off. But I didn't realize how fast he was.
yeah.
I was like, this guy's a
I didn't-
possession
yeah.
receiver. Put him in the middle field, but like this guy is probably gonna be able to play any position he wants to, outside,
Yeah.
inside, deep, and like that. He's 5'11", so he's definitely gonna play that slot. But man, he had a great combine. His 10-yard split is 1.49, which is really, really quick. So, I mean, I think he'll be good.
And he's a gamer too, like you said.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to go out there and he was catching everything. You needed somebody. I mean, what was that game? He got hurt and then came back and like.
Yes, it was.
Was it?
I think it was Arizona State.
Yeah,
It was Arizona State.
Yeah,
He got hurt in the first quarter
Yep.
and was walking around stretching, and the coach, the receivers coach, was kind of like, "Hey, bro, just chill out. We need you for the next round."
And
He was
then
hurting.
It
Well,
was
he
like
comes
fourth
back.
down, need a clutch catch.
He came in the
and
game,
You know who
it
they
was-
go to? Him.
Yep.
And he comes up with it. So I think he's going to be a dog. I think we talked about it the whole time Texas is going through their playoff run. I'm like, yeah, that's a Packers receiver right there.
Yeah. I think that's kind of like my standout for.
Yeah, as another one that I liked, another biased one was tight end Jalen Conyers out of Texas Tech. He was pretty agile one.
I saw that.
I think he was like tied for first in the 3-cone drill and the 20-yard shuttle. He was first, but he only ran a 4.75, which wasn't. I mean, that's good for a guy his size. I think he's 6'3", 280. That was a pretty big dude.
Yeah,
and he was really good at Tech, but he went from Arizona State to Tech. So I mean, he had 2 different careers, kind of. So.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of looking through these. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a big like.
I mean, the wide receiver group is deep too. Jaden Higgins from Iowa State.
kid looks good.
He looked really good too. I mean, there's just like you said, it's kind of hard. I think this draft there's no like real stars. I think your 2 stars are going to be Travis Hunter and maybe Abdul Carter. Other than that, I think it's a lot of like ready to go, ready to play starters, plug and play guys. So ready to come out of college. So
I'm gonna put Tyler Warren in that star and Ashton Genty as my stars.
you think so?
I think so. I think Ashton Genty will go and be able to be legit. And I think Tyler Warren, after seeing that Penn State with a terrible quarterback, and like he's just watching how physical he is. Like that's like a Rob Gronkowski type.
Yeah,
I can't remember that.
What's George Kittle?
Yeah,
you like George Kittle. Just
I like George Kittle. I love George Kittle.
Yeah, just very puts his nose in it. And
Jeremy Shockey.
A little bit Jeremy Shockey in him. Yeah.
No, not at all. Better than Jeremy Shockey. Jeremy Shockey's a bust. Worst draft pick ever. He's like Colston Loveland.
Yeah.
Kinda terrible. I'm just kind of looking at the NFL Next Gen stats grade. It's all positions. I got Ashton Genty ranked number 1.
Out of all the running backs?
NFL, out of everybody.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Oh, wait, here we go. Sorry. That was just NFL's grade. This is Amazon Next Gen stats. So
Okay.
AI is ranking this. Ashton Genty, 95 elite. Travis Hunter, 92 elite. Tyler Warner, 92 elite. Abdul Carter, 90. And they got Jade Barron, 90. And then your good players, Cam Scattaboo, McMillan from Arizona State. I don't know who this guy is. Zabel from North Dakota State, offensive tackle. But they've got they got 4 or 5 guys elite based off of Amazon Prime Vision. Brought to you by Amazon Prime Vision.
See, that's what I was hearing a lot about Jade Barron not being he was going to be more of like a nickel back and just kind of roam the middle of the field.
No, he's physical. I mean, I think he
can play anywhere.
He can play.
But I think this draft definitely showed that you can line him up wherever.
Oh,
It's a deep draft. And I mean, talking about the draft, I want to talk about Quinn Ewers for a second. I want to talk about the quarterbacks. Okay, I want to do just a little bit of I guess I'll say this for hot takes, but like, let me tell you something. Shedeur Sanders, if you're going to get invited to the draft and not throw, don't show up. I'm so sorry. Then no one cares. You've got necklace.
Caleb Williams did it though.
I know, and he painted his nails. Like, okay, bro, chill out. Like, chill out. I just like, if that's so not important to you, do your interviews and leave.
Yeah.
I'm just like, other guys need the opportunity to, and you're taking the spot. I think the NFL should just be like, hey, are you going to throw at the combine? Well, we're going to let you know. Then you're not invited.
Yeah.
Just come and throw the combine. If you're that dude, are you scared to throw the ball extra couple times?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you go out and you ball out in the combine and you have a bad pro day. Okay, well, they had the combine. Or you ball out both times. Like, look how consistent he is when everybody's all eyes are on the field. I'm just like, or on them. I'm just like, don't show up. I don't care about your necklace and how icy you look. Like, that's cool and stuff. I don't know. I'm just like, give the guys who need a chance to go out there and shine. I don't know.
I agree with you on the fact that if you're that dude, why not go out there and just perform? But I think I kind of disagree. Like, might as well just pull up and watch your boys run the 40. I mean, really, he only got shown when LeJontay Western.
I guess.
40s,
I mean,
and like when they were talking to Jackson Dart, which we'll talk about in a minute. But
yeah, or Jimmy Horn. He was hanging out with Jimmy Horn Jr. But I
just
mean,
making it about yourself.
No, yeah, I don't know why you would even waste the time to go out there if you're not gonna participate. Like, what's the point of you going out there? I guess you talk to teams, but you're gonna be talking to teams anyways
all week.
Yeah, you're gonna be talking to them. You can talk to them on the phone. Yeah,
go do your interviews. That's cool, but like you don't have to show up on the field. Like the combine used to be like, if you're going to the combine, I'm running the 40. I get not running the 40 like as a quarterback. I think it's important, but like if you're scared you're gonna pull something, because you don't want to go run the 40, pull something now you can't throw.
Yeah, but I mean,
Deion Sanders didn't run the 40.
I'm fine with that. I just think they've made it like almost like a spectacle. Like the combine is now like optional, so now you're getting not as, because now as a scout, I'm saying, okay, I'm seeing these guys throw the ball.
Well, Jackson Dart's going up the board now.
He is climbing the board, and who knows, Shador goes up there and Cam and throw it, and they throw really really well. Or if I'm Shador, I'm like, okay, Cam thinks he's number one.
I'm gonna go
out there and show you why I'm all you guys think I am is just an accurate quarterback. Watch me throw a 7-yard bomb down the field. You know what I'm saying? Which is something that Quinn Ewers couldn't do. He had a couple of good deep passes. I'm so high on Quinn Ewers just for the fact that he was just injured all year, and I'm like, how much of that injury is still plaguing him? I just think he didn't have a very good combine. I wanted to really like it. Ray sent me the clip, and I watched it. I watched it before, and I watched it again. The more I watched, the less I liked.
Yeah.
Missing throws. They actually gave him a second chance on one of them because he threw so bad. Like, the timing's off. And they're like, well, these receivers, they don't play with each other. But I'm like, okay, that if you ball out like that, I mean, it even looks better. And that's why, like, Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I mean, Jackson Dart looked great. But, I mean, Quinn's, his like, quick game looked good. But it's that intermediate to deep. The ball just hangs up too much, I think, for the NFL, because you're going to have center field safeties that are going to be hawking that ball down. So.
To be successful in the NFL, if it was to throw a screen pass, outside edge, and deep on the edge, I think he's a really good thrower. Yeah. Anything inside, if it's not within the 2-3 yards, and I hate to say this because I really like Quinn, but it's like 8 yards or more, 8 yards to like 18 yards, 8 yards to 20 yards, and anything in the middle. He's just like, he kind of struggles there. Yeah. And I hate to say it, but I think he can still be good in the NFL. I mean, we've seen guys that ball in the combine that's terrible, and then guys that are terrible in the combine ball. It's just what translates.
Yeah. So I think I was watching Ben Crew react to his combine highlights, and he was saying how his system never went over the middle. So it was kind of crazy how teams really just judge, like, he can't throw over the middle, but then you just really got to watch these guys work out and see how
he never had to throw over the middle. So it's like, why would I be good at throwing the ball over the middle when I never had to? Yeah. I could see that, and it just kind of depends on what team you kind of go to and what their system is. So a lot of player success is related to quarterback system, culture,
absolutely,
and who you go to. So maybe he lands with Sean McVay, and
the Rams. I think that's his best fit. Yeah. I think that's his best fit. Get him on the run, roll out play, a lot of the misdirection,
or any offensive minded coach. Get him on a good system. Because I mean, in the games, I feel like he was a lot more accurate than he was in the combine. So maybe he is one of those guys that's just a gamer. When the lights are on, he plays better. Which some people are.
21 years old.
Yeah,
he's 21 years old. He's young. So it's just someone to say, okay, this is like, to me, for the Rams. If I'm the Rams and I really want a young guy I can develop and have complete control over, and I think it's smart. I mean, we saw him in college checking protections. Mm-hmm. So like that's a big thing in the NFL, is like being able to read defense. And even Sarkisian was like in the whole season, he was like, yeah, there were several times he'd walk up the line, check a protection, and you're like, man, he dumped the ball if I didn't take a deep shot. Well, he checked the protection, it was come off. The one protection he didn't check was when he rolled out to the left and got that fumble.
Jack Sawyer was his name.
But he had that clutch one though in the was it overtime or the fourth quarter to whenever he checked out of it?
Yes. And that's a pass he threw to Matthew Golden.
Yeah.
That got him. He checked out of it. He knew the blitz was coming, came back, threw that perfect right over the defender too. So it's like one of those things, it's like, okay, there's measurements, you can measure a guy, but when the lights are the brightest, who shines? And Quinn has always proved himself, except for just, trying to get to that next level of like a championship game. But look at Josh Allen.
Yeah.
He can, he can't get to that next level. So for me, it's like, okay, you've got Matthew Stafford. He's 36 years old. You've got 3 years left of them. You get Quinn. You draft him. He's 21. He then becomes 24. He's out. Quinn's in. Then you got to play. But I mean,
That'd be
who
a pretty
knows?
cool storyline, though. I mean, Matthew Stafford went to Highland Park
Yep.
in Texas. Quinn Ewers went to
South Lake
Carroll in
All in
Dallas.
Texas,
Yeah,
right
on that
there.
Dallas area.
Right
So
there.
that'd be a cool story for him to mentor him, and then maybe him take over the reins and be that next dude. But
Yeah.
so we'll see how it goes. This draft will be interesting for sure.
I agree.
All right.
All right, kind of rolling into our segment, hot takes.
Wait.
I think.
He's calling timeout over here.
Hold
I'm
on.
calling a
Hold
timeout.
on. Hold on.
Okay,
Timeout.
I think we're going to jump into the Sammy trivia timeout.
Yes.
Sponsored by all my kids' ink refs.
Oh,
But I do need to borrow your phone. My phone's dying.
okay. Here you go.
There you go.
It's okay. I mean, I don't have nothing to hide.
Yeah, I bet.
It's in the top right corner if you send it to us together. There you go.
All right, so we're going to start
Don't be
y'all off.
looking.
Oh,
You can't look. Hey, this guy's looking.
My bad.
Hey,
My
he
bad.
just told us not to look
So
earlier.
these are pre-tested. I have a few mainly football, and one baseball one. That's just a simple one. But all right, well let's get into it. Let's get 3 NFL logos that don't contain white.
Well, he just cheated. So let me see if I
that
can.
don't contain white.
That don't
Yeah.
contain white. They don't have a white on there.
They
Like-
don't have white at all. I mean,
like border.
so yeah, there's
No white.
So no border, or the border doesn't count.
Okay, the
'Cause,
border
like-
doesn't count.
okay.
Like their primary color is not white.
Or they don't have white in like
Okay.
their top 3 colors or something like that.
Okay, so the Falcons have white.
Or in their
Cardinals have
logo.
white.
And there's one tricky one. There's only one tricky one.
The Ravens have white. They're purple,
Yeah, they
gold,
got
and black.
white.
They have
Like in
white.
the beak, probably. Yeah.
Okay. Do you
Well,
know the answer?
I saw
Okay.
2 of them.
Okay.
I think I saw
I didn't
Giants.
see him. I just
Yeah,
New York Giants.
They
really
got,
they don't have white. They
only got
got,
red and blue.
what about the NY in the helmet?
No, that's not their team logo.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh,
And then the
okay.
Panthers. I saw Panthers.
So
run
the
it.
Panthers was a tricky one because they have gray on like the whiskers. And
Oh.
stuff. And the teeth.
Oh.
They've got gray
Okay.
on the teeth and nose. And
I
stuff.
don't remember the third one though. So the third one is
The third one y'all can easily get.
Easily?
Yeah, easily.
Easily.
NFC or AFC? Let's give me that.
You want to hit? Or I
yeah.
think-
I'm
yeah,
scared.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go NFC.
NFC.
Was it the Bucks?
Nah, the Bucks got white in their little flag, the skull.
The Cowboys have it. The Giants have white.
Yeah. Well, Giants.
The
were on
Eagles have white. The Redskins have white on the border.
there. Is it the Eagles?
The Eagles?
Yeah, you said the wrong name, but
Whoa, so I'm in the right division?
yeah, you're in the right
Okay,
division.
okay. Oh, so the Redskins. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Commanders.
the Commanders.
The Commanders.
Yeah, they've literally only got.
Wait, let me see the picture.
Yeah, I had it loaded up.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. We'll have to show
Oh,
this
the
on
border,
podcast.
the
Yeah.
NY. Is
The NY
red.
is in the helmet is
Yeah.
white, but the actual
Yeah.
logo is okay. That is
Okay.
tricky. All right.
All right, so we'll move on to the baseball one.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be terrible at this.
The 5 teams with the most World Series titles.
Yankees,
1 through 5. So yeah, we got Yankees at 1.
Yankees,
Red
Red
Sox.
Sox.
Red Sox at
Let me
3.
see if I can answer this. You
All right,
know
go
this.
ahead.
You know this.
As Red Sox are at 3.
Red Sox are the Yankees are at 1. This is tough. The Mets.
No.
It's a bet under my knowledge. Okay, Dodgers.
Nah.
No, really. I was surprised.
I think they might be tied for 5th.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. Oh man, there's a lot of teams.
Here,
The Braves.
could you fact check me, Raymond? See
The
how much the
Braves?
Dodgers have? No, the Braves aren't on there.
Cleveland.
Nope.
Guardians.
Nah.
Ray probably will name this off quick, but I'm trying to sit here and
Just
think.
check how many.
Pirates?
No.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
Let's see.
Who's won a lot of pennants? So it's called the pennant.
You are missing the second one, which I think
Is easy?
I know just off
The
of like
Brewers.
a baseball fact. Nah.
Oh. I don't know. I thought the Brewers. Yankees.
The Dodgers
Reds,
have
uh,
8. World
Okay, yeah,
Series.
they're tied for 5th.
Okay. Yes.
So we'll say they're number 5.
Okay, so
So y'all got Yankees,
Red Sox,
So
Dodgers.
y'all got 1,
tied.
3, 5.
1 through 5. 2. Who's a really
2 and
good
4 is
team?
what you're missing.
Who's played? So you said it wasn't the Braves?
Cubs? No.
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 They've only
They
got
had 100
only
years
like,
not
yeah, they
winning.
only had- yeah.
Who was like really good in the 80s? Astros?
The
No.
A's.
The Athletics are number
Athletics,
4.
Yeah.
Oh,
They've got 9.
really?
They
They've
used to
been-
have
they've
Ricky
just been
Henderson.
bad oh, yeah.
All right, the last one, they were actually pretty good recently, so y'all should be able to get it. In the 2000s, they were good.
Mariners?
Nah.
No.
I don't know.
They have a
baseball.
really famous player.
Really famous.
Really famous.
Like
The Giants?
that. Nah.
Oh, I was like,
Well, the Giants are tied for 5th with
okay,
the
there's a
Dodgers.
5th team. Yes,
Okay.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm feeling myself.
So them and the Dodgers are tied for 5th. But yeah,
So who do we have right now? We have Yankees, Red Sox,
Sox,
A's, Giants, Dodgers tied.
I'm on Giants.
Giants, Dodgers tied for 5th.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 2.
Phillies?
No.
That a really famous player.
In the,
Is that
in the
player still with
2000s?
them?
No. He's retired.
The Texas Rangers?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was terrible. Yeah, I can just tell by y'all's inflection of tone. No.
Well, because I was thinking maybe this famous
No.
player was on the Rangers. He might have been on the Rangers. I can't think. But
Ian Kinsler was nasty. Just putting that out there.
What team was recently good? Are they still good?
nah.
The
not
Baltimore
anymore.
Orioles.
They've got a good
No,
catcher
the
right
Orioles
now.
are good now.
Oh, good now.
They've got a good catcher right now.
They got a good catcher.
Washington Nationals.
No.
I'm gonna start naming the teams. I can think of.
Cardinals?
The Cardinals.
Oh
They
yeah,
have- they
Albert
have-
Pujols.
They're second. They've got 11.
Really?
Yeah.
They had
The Yankees
Albert
have like what,
Pujols,
28,
27.
27.
Mm-hmm. So there's the baseball
Pay
one
to
out
win,
the way,
baby.
and
Pay
I've
to
got a little funny one here because we were talking about vets in the NFL. So we got the old heads in the NFL. Name the top 6 oldest quarterbacks to start a game this past season.
This past season?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
He's
Russell
the oldest.
Wilson.
Russell Wilson's the 6th oldest.
Ooh, okay. Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins the 4th oldest.
Joe Flacco?
Joe Flacco's the 2nd oldest.
So we have 1, 2, 3, and 6.
You got 1, 2, 4, and 6.
1, 2, 4.
So you're
and
missing
6.
3 and 5.
Oldest. Matthew
Jameis Winston.
Stafford?
Matthew Stafford's number 5.
Oh, James Winston. Oh, he's
No.
younger.
So y'all got number 3 left. Y'all got Aaron Rodgers.
Who came in as just a backup in this?
You got Aaron Rodgers at 1.
Andy
Joe
Dalton?
Flacco. Andy Dalton at 3.
Dang.
Yes, sir.
Raymond's on old
You
head
know
watch.
ball.
He's all.
All right. The next one's another quarterback one. 5,000 yard passers in a season.
Ooh.
We've got 9 quarterbacks.
Peyton
Okay.
Manning.
Peyton
Peyton
Manning
Manning.
had the most.
Yep, at 5,400.
He only has the most by 1 yard.
5,437 yards.
477.
477.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And then Dan Marino.
No, then Drew Brees.
Then Drew Brees. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're doing it in order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan Marino.
So, oh, okay.
Yeah, you
Oh,
got it.
sorry.
Dan
Yeah.
Marino
Also-
is on there though.
Yeah. So then it's. So it is. I know this. Okay. So
You
it
just
is
looked
Peyton
it up not too long
Manning,
ago. That's funny.
Drew Brees.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
If you're going in order.
Then it is Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's in order.
Then it is. Oh, Aaron Rodgers. No, he's 7.
He
I
hasn't
don't
had.
think he's ever
He
done
hasn't had 5,000
5,000
yards? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When you say 1 through 9, are like players doubled up?
No,
Okay, it's just.
it's just 9
Okay,
total.
I was
9
like-
total players
okay,
that have
okay.
ever done it.
Mm-hmm.
Jameis Winston.
He's on there.
Yeah.
So he's
that's right. 20 through 30.
Yeah.
3 touchdowns.
he's in 6th place.
So
with-
where's so we got Dan Marino.
Dan Marino's behind Jameis Winston at
Really?
7,
Okay.
and y'all have got Peyton Manning,
Peyton,
Drew
Tom
Brees,
Brady,
and Tom
Drew
Brady.
Brees.
Those are top 3 right there.
You've got Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Yep.
On the Lions.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's on the
with
8th.
He's
Megatron.
the 8th.
Eight.
Yeah.
See, knew that.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest thing ever. So I just like have these random.
Matt Ryan. Is he
No.
up there?
No. Never
Really?
3 for
He's
5,000 yards.
MVP.
You are missing what 3 quarterbacks? You are missing 4, 5, and 9.
4, 5, and 9. It's just
Kurt Warner with the
Aaron
Rams.
Ball.
Nah.
Oh, okay. They were crazy though.
Yeah, the greatest show on turf.
Yeah, I was
They
thinking
didn't-
they gotta be.
5,000
I was
yards.
thinking.
They should have. That was
Brett
an-
Brett Favre.
No.
No,
No.
they didn't throw the ball like that.
I had these crazy seasons, man. I thought. I was
Joe
gonna-
Montana.
Nah.
Okay. Let me. Really
So
think
I've
about
got.
this.
I'm gonna give you a big hint. It's a quarterback that you've actually hated on recently.
Oh man, that I've hated on recently.
Recently.
I hate on a lot of people. Hated on recently.
Let's just say you thought it was a dumb pick. And you've mentioned this on the podcast.
Oh, no.
It's the only reason I know this.
No.
Well, you thought he was when he got drafted.
Oh, Justin Herbert. Justin
Herbert,
Herbert.
yeah,
I
okay.
forgot Herbie. Herbie
So,
Kirby.
He's the 9th. He's in 9th place with barely cracking 5.
So we're missing
He
4,
threw for
5.
5,000 yards. That's kinda
5,000.
crazy.
It's
Was it 4
funny.
and
I
5?
saw a stat actually. His season that year is super comparable to Joe Burrow's this year, and they missed the playoffs. that
Oh,
year.
Joe
crazy.
Burrow.
Joe Burrow's another one. Then.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
that's
That's crazy.
He's 5 on the list, right? Joe Burrow's 5.
I guess this doesn't have him on there. So
Oh,
Oh, okay.
did he throw 5,000 this year?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think he did.
Nah, he
No.
didn't.
I didn't think so.
So you are
bro.
missing 4 and 5.
4 and 5. Okay. So we got Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Joe Flacco.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait,
Joe-
not Joe Flacco.
No, Joe Flacco.
It's 2 big names.
Ben
Ben
Roethlisberger.
Big Ben. He's number 5, and y'all are missing probably, I guess, my generation's most easiest answer.
You're Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
My goodness, Patrick Mahomes. That was easy as soon as you said my generation.
Yeah, so there
Yeah.
goes. There's a top 9 right there.
That's crazy.
You know,
Jameis Winston's in
I got a
that
quick-
group, bro.
Yeah.
That's so crazy. He's up there with
with the
them.
GOATs. So is Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll
Alright.
see, though. We'll see how Justin Herbert turns
It's gonna be
out, but
easier
it's
to throw
just-
5,000 yards, I think, as we get. I mean, I say that, but they didn't have a lot of people throwing it. But like an extra game,
Yeah.
you know.
All right, we got another little quick one. It's just 3 teams. Name the 3 NFL teams that their logo is symmetrical.
Symmetrical.
Why?
Symmetrical means
Yes,
like
yeah,
you just
like
mirror
perfect.
it.
You can fold it, and it's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Like their primary logo?
Mm-hmm.
Bears.
No, because it used to be the C, but
Oh.
that'd
I was
be
thinking like the
symmetrical.
actual bear.
Nah, its faces. Like the
Okay.
shadows are different.
Okay. Perfectly symmetrical. Something simple. It's
The
not the
Texans?
Falcons.
No, because
No,
theirs is
they're
like at
kinda
an angle.
slanted.
Yeah, theirs
Yeah.
at an angle.
So we got the Cardinals. We got the Cowboys.
Colts.
The Cowboys, and the Colts.
Cowboys. Colts.
Nice.
So y'all got one team left.
Titans.
No,
Okay.
because theirs got flames coming out. The
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. I was thinking like just the T.
just a nickel,
yeah, just the nickel.
whatever it is. It looks like a nickel.
It does look like a nickel. The Titan nickel.
Let's
This
see.
will be my next coverage I call.
Not Rams.
I feel like an idiot. Not
All right, what
Denver.
teams-
Packers? No, not Packers is a
No,
letter.
It's a G.
A, B, C, D. I'm like going to Eagles, Falcons, 49ers,
Nah.
Commanders?
Commanders. I was thinking
Nah.
Washington, but
See, I was thinking that one, but I
It's a
think
W.
the way their trim is on their logo,
slanted
is-
or something?
Yeah, it's different. So where if you cut it right in the middle, it can do that.
It's got to be.
it's going to be a letter, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean,
The Buccaneers?
No,
Okay.
'cause they got a
we
flag.
we got
Oh.
Colts and
Cowboys.
Cowboys. So, it's a
what's
star
what's
and
like
a.
low, like a
it is.
team?
I'm gonna give you all the hint. It's not a letter.
Yeah.
Well,
so
It's a good logo.
It's not the Steelers, no, because they've got the 3 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah. I'd say it's one of the better logos in the NFL too for their area.
For the area?
Makes sense.
It's not the Bills.
No.
Nah. Y'all want a hint?
Yeah,
Which-
AFC
which-
or NFC?
NFC.
Okay. Cowboys. Oh, I'm just going to name teams. Cowboys.
Saints?
The Saints.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yes.
Yeah, I was
the Flora de Leaf
Yeah,
or whatever.
I was talking to my coworker about that. I was like, I wish they'd have like some Mardi Gras themed jerseys.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be
There
fine.
you go.
That actually
Fire.
would be dope. Someone getting run over or something.
Yeah.
Are you serious? They just
That's
have Mardi Gras
crazy.
beads
Just
like
kidding,
ripped
just
into
kidding.
their
I'm
jersey.
just kidding.
And I got one last segment.
They're gonna get canceled. I'm not taking that out either.
We'll just do test your college ball knowledge. So
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna name starting quarterbacks. First one to guess what college they came from. First to 5, I'll give it to y'all.
Okay.
We'll start with our MVP, Josh Allen.
Wyoming.
I had that one. I had it. Check the tape. We'll check the tape. So I'm gonna say
I'll
one.
We'll give it
do
to
that.
Kat. So Kat's
Yeah,
at 1-0.
okay.
And we'll go CJ Stroud.
Ohio State.
Dang it, you got that one.
Ravens. We're all tied up 1-1. Then we'll go Sam Darnold.
USC. USC, baby.
Raven up 2-1. And then we'll go Jared Goff.
Oh, I don't
Cal.
know where he
Cal.
He went to
It's
Cal.
Cal.
Oh, I'm about to get
Raymond's
smoked.
3-1. Let me see. Let me think of a good one. We'll go Lamar Jackson.
Cincinnati.
Louisville.
It is Louisville.
Oh, why is it Cincinnati? Bearcats.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said Cincinnati
The red and
Bearcats.
black. That's what
Yeah.
you were thinking.
I'm about to get smoked.
So
4-1.
was it 4-1? All right, I'll give you a good one. Bo Nix.
Oregon.
I couldn't
He
say
went to
that.
Ole Miss and Oregon, though. So
Here you go,
I guess
Miss.
he.
He went to Auburn. There we go. Auburn,
All
Oregon.
right.
Okay, we'll
Tiebreaker.
give it
I'm
to him.
That was a
give it to me.
tiebreaker,
Give it
yeah.
to me. Give it to me. Because you're 4-2.
4-2. Let me get a good one. Good one. We'll go with Geno Smith.
West Virginia.
Yeah.
So it's
Dang, that one stumped me.
4-3.
You gave
That
me. You
one
gave
stumped
me
me.
one. So if I tie you up, and I beat you, we'll do one more.
4-3.
That one stumped me a little
West Virginia.
bit. Let's shut up,
Go.
Pat
Mountain
McAfee.
Mama.
We'll go Will Levis.
Oh no, I forgot where Will Levis went.
Where did he go? Will Levis.
Don't you think about it?
Penn State?
No, Will Levis.
Oh,
He went to a small school.
I know. Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Oh,
But, I mean,
oh my
there it
God!
goes. Raymond won 5-3.
Dang, 5-3.
GG's,
I got
GG's.
smacked.
GG's.
I got smacked.
At first, I was going to go total quarterbacks, and I was like, I
Let me tell you who I was like waiting on you to say in my brain, and I was saying over and over in my head. Well, as soon as I heard Baker, I was gonna say Oklahoma. Before I was like preloading and answering.
I didn't want to do the biggest schools. I saw Jalen Hurts, but I was like, everybody knows he went to OU.
But he also went to Alabama.
Yeah,
that's not. Yeah, Ray really smoked me 5-2 because I mean. He gave
the only reason I knew Jared Goff right off the top of my head is Aaron Rodgers.
Cal, yeah.
Him and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I was sitting here thinking like if he says Baker, I was like Oklahoma, OU. I was so ready. I just felt like you're gonna say because he's a dog.
Yeah,
he's a dog. Okay, trying to what did I just say? Transferring into our next and last segment of the show. Once again, if you don't have us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, MySpace, LinkedIn.
Indeed.
At my address. Anything like that, go follow us, share us. We're going to transition into our hot
takes. Yep. So this week's hot takes, we got some spicy ones. Got a few from just people texting us, which, you can do, but we'd rather you comment. That way we have it all together. But I'm going to just roll through these. I'm going to answer these texts first, and I'll get into the Instagram one. So shout out to our boy Cheese. Just moved back from Nebraska. He's here back in Dumas, my boy Cheese. He says Bo Nix is bound to be a much better player than Jaden Daniels, and I think he should have won Rookie of the Year.
That's a hot one.
You think so?
Well, we might have to keep Cat out of this because he's biased.
That's why I'm waiting. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait.
I think we pulled up the stats though, and I think Bo Nix actually had comparable stats.
The only reason that Bo Nix did not win Rookie of the Year is because Jaden Daniels went to the conference championship. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
I don't think he played better than him. I don't think any of that. I think we play in a harder division. We play in the toughest conference. Yeah. We play Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes. We play in a tough place to play, and he balled out. He even caught a touchdown pass.
Yeah,
like literally, like he was like, "How can we win?" And also, like his demeanor about himself, like he's a winner. I mean, I'm just gonna say he had more touchdowns than him. The only thing he didn't, I mean, we can pull up and just fact check me and stuff like that. But I think he had 39 total touchdowns. I think he had 20. I mean, I gotta look it up.
That's my debate right there. It's just Jaden Daniels is dual threat. And that's becoming a way better, more valuable thing in the NFL nowadays.
Well, I mean, Bo Nix can move too, though. He can move too, but
he ain't Jaden Daniels.
He's not. I mean, no, Jaden Daniels is a lot faster.
No, Jaden Daniels is the second coming of
Lamar.
RG3, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like,
if he wouldn't have got hurt, that's Jaden Daniels. Yeah. But little spicy take for sure. I know Jaden Daniels has a lot of the hype around him just because he did it. I think he was a little bit more flashy the way he did it.
Yeah.
Just, and then also he had a bunch of comeback wins. I think that helped kind of his stock. Is like
and that
he was,
Hail Mary.
People
also,
hype up that Hail Mary so much, but that was such a bad game.
Well, I mean, the Bears were just the Bears. I think we talked about it in our first, our unreleased video. We talked about how Stevenson was in the end zone. Let's go.
Yeah, not paying
the crowd or talking trash to the crowd. Then he turns around and he's out of position. The ball gets caught.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think Jaden Daniels had a lot more hype to him. And I think people kind of put away the fact that both these quarterbacks went to bad teams and they both elevated them to playoff teams.
Yeah.
So I think either way, you're not going to be, you're not going to be wrong. Either way you go, like if you were to pick one or the other. But me personally, I would probably take Bo Nix.
You can hurt my feelings.
No, I mean, we talked about it though before the season started. I was like, I kept telling Kat, I said, y'all have a dude in Bo Nix. Like, I was watching preseason games and all this kind of stuff, and I was like, man, he actually looks like the dude. And Kat was very like, he didn't want to be a homer, and he understands. He's like, bro, we've gone through so many quarterbacks. Yeah. I'm not going to get my hopes up.
The last quarterback that won a playoff game for us was Tim Tebow, drafted quarterback.
Yeah. So he was like, I'm a little low. He's like, I'm gonna wait to see, but I kind of had that feeling just because he's older. He's been in the game, and same thing with Jaden Daniels though. He played a lot of games in college. So.
Yeah, so I think that's why I'm gonna take Jaden Daniels. Is the age gap, and
they're both
good though.
24 and 25, all right? That's what their age is. I just had a stroke. Sorry.
I guess I'm just thinking of years that they've played in college.
Because
Jaden only played 3. He played 2 at Arizona State and then went to LSU.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's where he started.
I thought he started as a freshman under what's his face.
He started as a freshman at Arizona
Arizona
State.
State, yeah.
Yeah, Arizona State. He was there for 3 years, was he not?
Mm.
Are you
He
sure?
only played 2 in the new.
They're the same age, by the way. Bo Nix and them are both
Really?
24 years old.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm just putting
I
that
mean,
out there.
Bo Nix,
Sorry, fact check you on that.
yeah,
So,
but, yeah.
Bo Nix, 3,700 yards, 29 touchdowns, to
We're also
3,500 yards, 25 touchdowns.
it's around the same, but then one is better at running.
Okay, so Bo
to
Nix
rush
had
yards.
4 rush touchdowns, right? 4 rushing touchdowns compared to Jaden Daniels 6. Now yards, let me pull it up.
The yards is a big difference because
I think it
Jalen
was-
Hurts
oh,
has a
here it
lot
is,
of
right.
rushing touchdowns.
Yeah,
Tush
push,
push.
That's package
Yeah.
are trying to outlaw.
430 yards rushing, so he averaged 5 yards per carry. And then you've got he had 891 yards, and he averaged 6 yards per carry.
So he almost had
Yeah, almost
900
100.
yards.
Yeah, like that's a big thing. But my thing is like, okay, put Bo Nix in the NFC. I'm just saying the NFC is
Yeah.
like the weakest
Yeah.
conference.
Yeah,
You're playing
not
against
facing the top QBs in our, of our
Yeah, I
of
mean-
this now's generation.
You got
know,
three
you
of the top 3 quarterbacks in the NFL are in the AFC.
Yeah.
So like
Mhm.
you're playing against one of them twice
in your
a year.
division. Yeah,
Twice a year you're playing against Patrick Mahomes, who's the best quarterback right now in the NFL.
Yeah,
Without a shadow of doubt. I don't care. He's like Aaron Rodgers. My worst season are career years for people.
yeah.
Like same thing. So hot take on that is I still think Jaden Daniels deserved it because he went to the NFC
Championship.
Championship. I think Bo Nix is going to be a better quarterback by far.
Yeah.
I think Bo Nix
So
will
we
be
got
by far.
2 Bo Nix, 1 Jaden Daniels.
It's like a hot take, but it's really either one. Like
Yeah.
I feel either one about
The
him. It
hot
might
take
be
is Bo Nix deserved the.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
more the hot take.
Yeah,
but I
he
think
deserved
going on, they're both gonna be great quarterbacks.
yeah.
I concur.
All right, perfect. Going into the next one. Shout out to my boy Cody Moose.
Moose.
Yep, the
Moosey
That's what I would
Moose.
say.
Yeah. Shout out to Cody. Sent me a text, or actually he actually commented on Instagram, but he commented on last week's post.
That's all right.
Um,
Thanks, Cody.
JUCO no longer counting towards eligibility. We will be seeing more 30-year-olds with mortgages playing against 18-year-olds. Good or bad for the sport?
I think
Bad.
yeah. I think we all agree it's bad.
Yeah, I think it just kind of takes away. I mean, you're gonna have what was that guy Brandon Whedon?
Yeah.
28 years old. You know, that's
Rookie
what, that's what he's kind of talking about. You're gonna have a 28-year-old playing against 17-year-olds in college, and
And the 17-year-olds are going to dookie on him.
yeah, I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
Ryan
But if you didn't
Williams.
play, that's like, and not talking bad about you at all, but it's like Ramon getting ready to go play baseball right now. Like he's 27.
Hey, let's go
How old are
lace
you?
it up, man.
27, 28?
I'm 29, bro.
29?
Yeah,
So you're saying.
Hey, you're leaking it. You're leaking his info.
I know.
Sorry,
Come on,
I mean,
bro.
like you're saying, like Ramon's gonna go and like I got 2 years. Let me go. I mean, not saying he's not amazing because he was, but
Get after. I'm a JUCO bandit. I get after it. So we kind of talked about it too. Does this mean we can go back?
yeah,
So, like, should
you've
should
got
I go back
eligibility
and,
2 years.
and
Let's
get
see
my
it.
2 years?
Let's see it. Go to Arrow College.
Go
to
play
play
for the Badgers?
Yeah, just take a small class in line, like Cam and walk on and just go throw some
See
cheese.
that's what was happening in my intramural freaking pickleball tournament. I was playing against some 50-year-olds, and me and my boy were like, "What classes are they taking?" And there's like, you got to use your student ID and stuff to get in.
That's so funny.
So I was
Let's
like,
sign
what?
up for some like fine arts class. I mean, I'm a
Let's
fine
do a
arts
cooking
guy.
class.
Yeah, cooking class, and then
Hop
we're
in
gonna
for a
go
cooking class and be on the
play
pickleball
us
team.
3 on a basketball team. Just
Ooh, it'd be the
that'd be
real
fire.
big 3.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cody. Thank you for that comment. This next one is from Gilbert Sanchez, a.k.a. Gibby. From Midland. He
the
said
guy
Barry
from Montclair.
Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
I think we all know how I feel about this one, just based off last week's
Ray
talk,
believes that Barry Bonds is the greatest player to ever play. Correct?
yes, best hitter for sure. Easily best hitter of all time, I
Yeah.
think, because I think
Most feared hitter.
yes, biggest thing that people have on him is they say he took steroids, but steroids doesn't help you hit the ball.
You know, I was big on like before I knew ball with baseball. I was like, you know, yeah, Barry Bonds, you know, he cheated. Like he cheated. And then last week my dad was at the house, at our in-laws' house for my wife's birthday. And I was like, well, let me ask him. My dad's like this stat fiend
Savant.
on baseball.
Baseball
Baseball
savant.
savant.
I was gonna say, what does your dad think?
My dad
He's
was
an
spitting
OG
some
in the
knowledge,
game.
was
He's
he not?
an OG in the game.
All right, let's quick story. Shout out my dad on here. I like remember my dad would be in the bathroom, letting rip, like
What?
in there for hours, bro. I felt like as a little kid, and he'd come out, and I'd be like, "What are you doing in there?" He's like, "Oh, nothing, just doing my thing." And I'd walk in there, and there'd be like these stat books. I mean, I kid you not, of baseball. He would sit there and read their box scores every game. And he's like the stat god. So I asked him,
Muse.
baseball savant. I asked him, I said, okay, Dad, what do you think about Barry Bonds not being in the Hall of Fame? And the very first thing he says, steroids don't make you hit the ball any better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what he said. He said, steroids don't make you hit the ball any better. And then he goes to say he had like 2 Hall of Fame careers. That
Yeah.
was like the next thing he said. He's like, before and after steroids, he's a Hall of Famer. And so, like, because I was always like, oh, he cheated. You know, I don't know baseball like that. So don't roast me on here if you're watching this. I know all you baseball fans. But he just straight up like was like, yo, you know, like, you still have to hit the ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing for him, again, going back to that, is he did have 2 Hall of Fame careers. He was an all-time player with the Pirates. And then I think I sent you guys that video. He just went on a crazy run with the Giants where he ended up having 8 MVPs or something like that,
Yeah.
won 4 in a row, which is insane, unheard of. I don't think it'll ever happen again. I mean, Mike Trout was on that verge of doing that, but he's been kind of hurt lately.
Well, sucks. I'm sorry. I'll stand on that. I'm sorry.
But you can't
Sucks?
say sucks.
I'm
though,
just
bro.
like, okay, let me just say this. It's like if LeBron had been projected like the way he was and then just never played and like was always
He
hurt
did-
and then you're like, okay.
Okay,
no,
it's just
I'm
like if LeBron stayed on the Cavs his whole career. You think he'd have all these championships?
Yes.
Nah.
Yes.
He'd probably get that one that he did.
I think he'd have 3 or 4. I think people would come to him. I'm just saying, like, you had Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout.
But also, basketball's a different sport,
It is a
though.
different
Because
sport.
You only got 5 people on the
Yeah,
court.
you only got 5
people on the court. I'm with that. I'm 100% with that. But it's like I watched this video where the Angels had 30 draft picks. They picked all pitchers.
Yeah.
That
And
was-
they didn't even hit.
No, yeah, that's the crazy part too. I mean,
Angels
a lot
are
of it
just
is,
boring.
That's
is
so
franchise
funny.
wise, but if you look at the stats, Mike Trout was on pace to be one of the greatest ever. You can
Yeah.
think however you want. You
I
can
just-
go look it up.
What a
but
bum. What a bum.
Anywho,
Well,
that's-
wait,
Hot takes. We're in hot takes. So
back take.
Back to Barry Bonds, I gotta say my things though. Is Cat, if you go back to the '90s and you look at that era, everybody was on roids.
I'm not arguing Barry
Exactly.
Bonds
Yeah.
doesn't deserve.
Nobody was doing it like what Barry Bonds was doing. Cheating is illegal substances on the mound.
Jose Canseco.
Yeah.
It's
Mark
not.
McGwire.
It's not getting a little stronger by some steroids and being able to smack a ball because everybody was doing it. Back
I mean,
then.
Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa literally had a home run, battle. They were going back and forth to see who was going to hit the most home runs.
Yeah.
And then even after that, this whole Barry Bonds crushed that.
Yeah.
He beat the home run record too. He had like 76 home runs in a year, which is insane.
If I'm the MLB, also, like, if you're so tired of Barry Bonds, put him in the Hall of Fame and they'll stop talking about him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Because he's not in the Hall of
Exactly.
Fame, it's like he will be around. So if I'm Barry Bonds, like, okay, don't put me in the Hall of Fame.
He'll be an infamous.
I am the Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Exactly.
I am the Hall of Famer because you won't put me in because you know that I'm better than anybody that's ever played ever. And I mean, I'm going to say that. I mean, like, I'll agree with my Barry Bonds take has changed. My Mike Trout take will never change.
Well,
I think he's just the most overhyped player. Not saying he isn't good, man. Not saying he can't make contact with the ball. I mean, you have to have a very low success rate to make the Hall of Fame. I mean, 3 balls out of every 10, like that's crazy. Every 10 bats, you gotta hit every 3 out of 10. What a low ceiling.
We gotta get him on the we gotta get him on the podcast to flex on you one day.
Yeah,
Cat. He
imagine Mike Trout like, "Hello, sir." I was like, "You suck.
yeah. Right.
I'll strike you out, buddy."
All right, rolling into the
Oh,
next one.
sorry.
Getting a little. You're getting me worked up
You
right
are
now.
getting
bro.
worked. I was about to say your face is kind of red a little bit.
Yeah, you're getting me worked up. You're getting me hot right now, bro.
Excuse
All
me.
right, next one. Shout out to our boy Drew from work.
Drew.
He said, when the Raiders draft a quarterback, he put in quotations, hopefully this year, we will be ranked number 1 or number 2 in the AFC West. So he thinks if they draft a QB, they're going to be better than the upcoming Broncos, better than the Chiefs, which, it's still the dynasty Chiefs, and the up-and-coming Chargers who just
They've
got a
already
new
up
coach,
and
so-
come. The Chargers are
Yeah,
here.
yeah. So he thinks if they get a quarterback, it's wraps that they're going
I'm
to
going
be
to
top 1 or
comment
2.
last on this.
I think it's not
Yeah.
the hottest take because with the divisions, like anything could happen. Like this year, the Niners were last in their division,
Okay.
so you never know what could happen. But if you're talking more of just being a top playoff team, maybe if he was saying that, I think that's a little hotter because I think the Raiders roster isn't nothing crazy.
Well, I mean, going back to their roster too, though, is I don't think their roster is that close to being 1 or 2, even in their division.
Max Crosby's on his way out.
Yeah.
So now, like defensively, who do you have? I mean, I don't know the Raiders like that because I hate them.
They drafted
But I'm
Tyree. They actually drafted Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech last year, and I've been seeing he might be a bust low key.
He's the one that crashed out, isn't he? They drafted a safety or something. And he crashed
he was a
out.
linebacker.
I think that's a terrible take, Drew.
Yeah.
That's a very hot take. I don't want to say terrible. I'm sorry. It's hot take. That's a very hot take.
Terrible is a bad word.
Terrible is a bad word. It's a hot take, Drew.
But
You
it's
know
a
I
very
love
hot
Don't worry,
take,
Drew, I got
Drew.
it back.
it burns me. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I mean, like, they draft a quarterback and they'll be good. Like, Aiden O'Connell was a drafted quarterback.
Yeah. That's one way to look at it.
Okay.
Like, okay, you draft Jackson Dart. Okay, great.
So you think if they draft their guy, though?
If they draft a dude, if they draft
a quarterback, that puts them to the quarterback is up in that upper top 10 QBs in the NFL. Do you think that would put them over?
No,
I don't think so either.
I'm sorry. I mean, if they had a better defense, like if they had a better defense, I might make that argument. But I'm just like, okay, the Chiefs are obviously the number one in our division, will always be number one in division unless they crash out, like and just play terrible. And then you have the Broncos and the Chargers who are competing for that spot. And the Broncos, and I'm not trying to be a homer here, but like we're 2 weapons away from going deep in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think that, and I think the Chargers are,
just better than the Raiders.
Just better than the Raiders. I think the Raiders are.
I think the Raiders and Chargers
They'll be
are probably
competitive.
interchangeable. I think the Raiders and Chargers are interchangeable if they get a quarterback. If the Raiders get a quarterback, I think
And then they got
Raiders,
offensive. They have
Chargers.
Jacoby Myers, who's an amazing receiver.
They got a good
Brock
Bowers.
Bowers. They blocked well. I mean, they blocked well, but they don't have a
I
running
just think
back.
they're a lot of pieces away from being in that.
So
But it's number 2 in the division, like Sammy was saying. Sorry, I didn't cut you off.
No, you're good. But I mean, I just think the Chargers are low key a committed running back away because J.K. just got hurt and he was having a really good season.
Yeah.
And I think they're that much away from
Genty
being
or one of those
number 2.
Michigan running back.
Donovan Edwards. Yeah.
I mean,
Go pair him back up.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
he was
what-
nasty under Harbaugh's run scheme.
yeah. And then also we got to see what Pete Carroll's going to do to this
With the
organization.
Raiders. Oh, yeah.
Man, that's true.
True.
Pete Carroll's there. I mean,
you never
can't-
know in free agency how
we
many
have the
guys might come
craziest
over.
coaches in our division right now. Sean Payton, Andy Reid.
You got all
Harbaugh,
Super Bowl winning
all
coaches
Super
in
Bowl
your
winning coaches in the league. Like I'm telling in the division,
Or
like, I'm
national
telling
champion.
And you
you.
got 2 national
Yeah,
champions.
I mean,
I don't know
it's
about
just-
Andy Reid's history, but I know
No, I think he's only had an
Pete
NFL.
Carroll
and Jim.
Jim won a national championship.
And
so,
Andy Reid has several NFL Super Bowl championships. I mean, with the Packers, he has one.
yep,
He's got
as an
3 with-
assistant,
yeah,
and
as
with the
he's got 3
Eagles.
with- he has no.
He didn't win with the
He didn't win
Eagles.
with the Eagles.
But he went
No.
to the
He went to the Super Bowl against.
But he's got
Patriots,
3
that's
with the
right.
Chiefs, so like he's got that experience,
Yeah.
you know, that
Yeah.
Mike Holmgren coaching tree.
Shout out to Drew. Thank you
Drew,
for the
we
hot
love you, bro.
take. We appreciate it. Thanks for always tuning in to always showing
Drew's
love
always-
to us.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Next one.
Sorry, that was a terrible take. I mean, this is just hot.
It's a hot take.
It's
hot
because I
take.
hate the Raiders. That's why. Okay,
It's a
All
hot
right.
take. It's a hot take. Next one coming up. Colton Ware saying the Yankees beard policy and MLB shift rule. He's saying it's not. He said he didn't like it. What do you guys think?
I don't like the Yankees thing that much because I kind of like tradition, and I think it's kind of cool. I don't think it was ever stopping them. What do you think it stopped players to go into Yankees that they'd have to shave their beard?
I don't think it had stopped them, but I think what they were preparing for is someone to say, you know, hey, I'm not going to go there. They wanted to get that out of the way so that's not an issue in the future.
Yeah,
just the way everybody's like, because the way the game's growing is they want these players to be more out there, be themselves. So I feel like they were thinking, well, if I take that away from them growing their beards, it's not them not being themselves.
Right.
And they've already kind of let Jazz Chisholm and Marcus Stroman kind
I
of
can't believe
keep their
Josh
hair.
Chisholm, I forgot that y'all got him.
I think that they let them kind of be their own people, which is putting them in the right direction. They got that swagger. They're, you know, young. Marcus Stroman's a little bit older, but he's still got that swagger. It lets them be themselves. And I think that's kind of what they were gearing towards is they don't want to. Because Devin Williams, the closer that they just got, he always had a beard. And he said that kind of was playing a big role in whether or not he wanted to go. He ended up coming anyways, but he said it was kind of a deterring factor. Like that was one negative thing about it was that he had to shave.
Yeah.
But one thing that did pop up was Johnny Damon, who used to play for the Red Sox. You look like a caveman, and he went over to the Yankees, and he was clean shaven. And he spoke out about it, and he said, "Man, I think it should keep like tradition." He said, I think that's part of being a New York Yankee.
And it's one of those things too. It's like
history.
I know it's a weird thing, but like when you're making millions of dollars and you're good at baseball, and you can say this is such a weird thing. I think it's a dude thing. But it's like one of those things like, okay, I will shave my beard, change my appearance to be part of the team. It's like one of those character flaws that you're finding out very, very
Mhm.
early on. Like,
Mhm.
is it about you? And I know it's a weird.
Yeah,
It's like
for
it's
the
like
team.
Yeah.
it's
I
like
can
for the
see that.
team. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like kind of
Are you a team player? or
like
are you
combing
worried about
through these
yourself? Yeah.
elite because the Yankees can pay for the elite, and people want to play for the Yankees, and it's like one of those things like. Dennis Rodman would never be a Yankee if he played baseball.
Yeah.
Ever. He wouldn't.
Yeah.
He wouldn't. And although he was a great player,
Yeah.
he would ruin their culture. To me,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like tradition. It's almost like a culture thing. Like, okay, can you be selfless enough to change? Because if you shaved your beard,
Yeah.
or I shaved
I
this,
was going to
you
say,
would
y'all
look-
two got an offer from the Yankees. Y'all are shaving.
Oh,
now.
I'm shaving.
Oh, I'm shaving. Yeah, absolutely. I don't even. Let's suck at baseball and I'm shaving. And pay me $100,000 a year. I'm coming. And no, but like it would, change your appearance, kind of the swag about you, the look about you, and you're saying, okay, I'm conforming to such a small policy. Okay, if they're willing to do that at a small thing, everything that under the pressure is expanded. So the small thing, then they can expand and fit in. So it's almost like a fine tooth comb.
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, that's kind of what I
Yeah,
see it.
I could see that.
I think traditions are good though for baseball, like no names on the back of the Yankees jerseys.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's still a big thing too.
Mhm.
I think it's funny. A lot of people. There's a number 22 that Juan Soto wore last
Yeah.
year. The jersey number 22 jerseys are on sale right now, so it's pretty funny because someone could go pick that up and say it's a Robinson Cano jersey or
Yeah.
something. So
That'd be who I'd have copped the jersey for, my boy Robbie.
So it's pretty funny, but I mean, I'm kind of either way with it. I mean, I have a beard, of course, but I do like Johnny Damon's take on it. It's like, man, it's a tradition, and that's one take I didn't think about the way that you said it. It's just, you're getting through the elites of elite,
Yeah.
and for you to
Yankees aren't paying nobodies. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's for you to say, you know what, I'll shave my beard to be part of this organization. I think that's.
People look at that rule and think that's dumb. Why? I said that.
Yeah.
Really, you can't have a beard? Like that's so
Yeah.
dumb. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to get those players to have that mentality. Like, we don't want you. That's fine.
Yeah.
We don't want you.
Yeah, we don't need you.
Yeah, but if you want to come and be a part of it, we'll do it. So I think it's tradition. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's trying to like come through those guys. I think it's gonna maybe I don't know. It's like one of those things of tradition
I
you
think
want to
of
keep.
all the alumni too who did it. So
Yep.
you got so many Hall of Famers out of the Yankees that they did it.
Yeah.
So why can't
Why can't you?
That's how the Yankees have been such a powerful organization forever that is taking over.
That was
the
the
talk.
yeah.
They're taking over. Like, oh my
That's the
gosh,
biggest
the
news, yeah.
Yankees,
Yeah.
the Yankees and their beards.
That's funny. Cool. All right. Shout out to Colton. Thank you for the question or the hot take.
It was a good hot take.
Next one, Evan Ortega. He's becoming a regular in here. He's got
Yes,
Shout out to
sir.
My boy Evan.
He said Dwayne Wade and LeBron James is greater than Kobe and Shaq.
Ooh.
That's-
I think that's hot. Well, me and him kind of talked about it on text because he hit me up about it. I think it's only hot because Shaq and Kobe three-peated. But if we're talking about if you're picking a 2v2 tournament, like who are you really picking?
Oh, I don't know. If it's a 2v2 tournament, I'm picking Shaq and Kobe. I'm gonna throw that out because I think Shaq is gonna be the
He's
most
gonna
dominant
dog
on the
walk
court.
everybody.
I don't know. I think LeBron could guard him. I really think LeBron could guard him.
He might get a block.
I think
I
LeBron could
love
guard him.
LeBron as much as the next guy, but I don't think he's
You're
guarding
playing
Shaq.
twos though. You're playing twos. You're playing 2v2. It's a different style of play though. It's post up. Shaq couldn't shoot. He couldn't hook. It was dunks, putbacks. It was in transition that he was great in rebounds. So 2v2.
But you got
talking
Kobe
about
guarding, or you got Dwayne
Dwayne,
Kobe.
he was defensively, he was a good defender. I don't know. Okay, if you're talking, let's take it this way.
So okay,
because you can
yeah,
1v1.
yeah.
You can say Michael versus LeBron. Some people are gonna take LeBron because it's physically dominating.
Mm-hmm.
Some people take Michael because he can get the shot. Kobe versus Michael. We can do that. Let's talk about
Who's the better?
on the Heat, Miami. I'm the Memphis Grizzlies, and I gotta pick a pair of players to pick.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna pick LeBron and Dwayne Wade because it opens so many more options for me to fill the spots. If not, you're picking Kobe, who's a ball hog. Now, when Kobe and Shaq played, as far as what I've noticed, what I've seen, what I've heard, what I've kind of done my own research on, is that it was Shaq's team.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe was just a byproduct of it.
Yeah.
And Kobe, I mean, he was drafted. He didn't really have even a really good season. Even when they won, that was their first championship. That was their first time to kind of, okay, Kobe's going to be good, right? So my thing is like, when LeBron and Dwayne met up, two superstars, top of their game. Dwayne Wade had already won a championship by himself. Coming in, pairing up, experience, boom. They had their mistake with the Mavericks, which is fine. It helped Dirk legacy. I'm not going to complain about it. But, like, I'm just saying, like, the speed, they can run up and down the court constantly. And I'm not saying that Shaq isn't fast, but, I mean, he's big. He's dominating, most dominant player in NBA history of all time. I'm not going to dispute that at all. But to me, and I love LeBron. This sounds so bad, I'm a homer, but I think LeBron and Dwayne Wade is a better pairing. I want them to take me to the finals than Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah.
Because you got personality clashes there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say was Dwayne Wade and LeBron James had good chemistry because they're friends, all that kind of stuff before they got together.
The banana boat
crew. But I just think Kobe and Shaq together was just, I don't know.
They three-peated.
Yeah, I just think that's just too dominant too. I mean, we're talking about. I mean, what did we say? Did we put Shaq in the top 5 yet?
Shaq is in my top 5.
Yeah,
and then
I can't remember I put him in there.
And then I don't know.
I had Kobe in my top 5.
That's 2 top 5 players versus.
That's a great way to think about it. I didn't put it like that.
So I mean, that's where I would go with that. I would go with Shaq, Kobe. So
I like Kat's take though because he, he's really saying the chemistry over just the players. So like if you were thinking of teams. You might take the people who play together better rather than the 2 guys who might be 2 top 5 players, but they aren't as cohesive.
Self-destruct.
Yeah.
If they had never broken, if they never broken up.
I mean, in the long run, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I guess you're saying one game, one series. I might lean more Lakers, Kobe, Shaq. But if I'm talking like, I'm just saying if LeBron had never left the Heat and they didn't have that issues with the front office that we learned about these cookies or whatever, I'm just saying LeBron and Dwayne Wade are going to finals after finals after finals after finals. And I'm not saying that Kobe and Shaq aren't going to finals after finals after finals after finals. But it's just, that's a good take. That's a hot take.
that is a tough
LeBron's
one.
the greatest player of all time. So you might have 2 top 5s, but you have the greatest player of all time and a top 75 player in Dwayne Wade. I'm taking the GOAT.
Yeah.
Give me LeBron.
Good, huge, really good take. I like that. That's cool. Really made me think a little bit. But next one, we're gonna go right back to Evan. Second, he's got a second one on here.
Yes, sir.
Going back to back. Shout out Drake. He says Prime Chino Hills is the best high school basketball team ever. Chino Hills. That's gonna be Ball Brothers.
No, St. Vincent St. Mary. No, I'm just kidding.
No, there was who was that team that had like
20 Montverde?
Yeah, Montverde.
They call them Cade and them. That's their nickname.
Yeah,
because that was a good debate a few years ago. Because they were asking like up and coming players. They were like, who's a better 2016 Chino Hills or 2020 Montverde? And everybody was like, oh, Cade and them. Cade and them.
Yeah.
But I think
who was all on that team? Do you know?
So it was Scotty Barnes, Cade Cunningham. And there's a few more if you could look it up, Kat.
I think there was like they had like 3 or 4 NBA guys, right?
I think they had full 5, honestly.
The
whole
was actually
front 5.
The best all time.
But with the Ball brothers though, they it's like 2020.
2020 Montverde.
Yeah.
Academy.
2020 and then 2016 Chino Hills. But Chino Hills, they had the Ball brothers where they faced like this was supposed to be the most hyped game. They went and played the number 1 team in the country or whatever, and they spanked them like 90-40. Yeah. And then that was when LaMelo was a freshman in high school. So it's like I think it'd be kind of hard to beat, that Ball brother, the way the chemistry they had, because they were just dogging on everybody.
And then they went and played overseas, and they dogged their people overseas.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. That's a tough debate.
2019-2020 roster.
Montverde, yeah.
Because
Derek Whitehead, Cade Cunningham, Moses Moody.
Moody's one.
Nemhard, who plays for the Pacers. Right?
Yeah, he's a point guard.
Langston Love. My goodness.
Yeah, so
it's stacked to talent. And then the year after this is when they just missed having Cooper Flagg. Because he played, I think he was the next roster.
Nah, that's Cooper Flagg played 3 years later.
Oh, 3 years later?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. You got me. You got me.
People are debating now Cooper Flagg's team against this 2021 because Cooper Flagg has 4 guys in college basketball right now averaging like 17 points a game, and they're all good.
So you're taking 2020?
No,
I'm
taking Chino Hills.
You're taking Chino?
Chino Hills was a public school. Montverde's an academy. Like the best players come there, and Chino Hills was a public school dog walking all these academies at the time. They went like 30-0.
Yeah.
I think, or 29-1 or something like that. And I'll take Chino Hills. Their chemistry was off the charts. And they had another actually lottery pick on their team that everybody forgets about. He plays for the Hawks now. I think his name is Onyeka something. Okay. Onyeka Obuka or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he plays for the Hawks now. He was their big at the time.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And they had a rapper on their team too.
Yeah, they had a worldwide international rapper, Jello.
And they had another rapper though. His name's DC the Don. And he was like making some underground waves.
Oh yeah,
he's kind of tapped in.
Okay,
from what I've seen.
Some crazy high school teams.
Yeah, I just think, especially in basketball, when you have it's 5 on the court and you got 3 of them are brothers. Yeah, that chemistry, who grew up playing against each other, playing with each other. That's I think that would be hard to beat.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to beat that at all. Not at all. I was just looking through all the teams. You got like there's so many basketball players there in the NBA that played with each other, and that's just becoming more of a common thing now.
Especially with the academies.
It's almost like the academies are taking over. I mean, I know AAU is still a huge thing, but it's almost like you're now seeing you went from like a normal high school to AAU era, and now you're almost like, okay, I'm gonna go play at an academy where they've got money, they're gonna travel us, we're gonna go across the country and play. It's like that's kind of what you're seeing is these academy places just, hey, can you play ball and are you at the highest level? You're in.
Yep. All right, going into the next one. That one was Evan again, right? Shout out. Evan. Thank you for those comments. Next one, 2024 men's Olympic team, the best Olympic team of all time.
Yes.
That was my hot take.
Yes.
You think?
Yes. I mean, the competition.
Over the Dream Team?
Or the Redeem Team. The competition is so much higher now. I mean, look at all these overseas European players that are in the NBA, dominating the NBA. I mean, there's the Dream Team played 9 total NBA players that have ever played in the NBA, and I think it was like 25 or something or more players that this 2024 team, the old heads. I mean, LeBron, Steph, KD is the greatest. KD is the greatest Olympic basketball player of all time.
Yeah, in that documentary they were talking about how the Serbians.
I gotta watch the last episode.
What about Melo though? I think he has the most points ever for Olympic men's basketball.
Are you sure? I thought
KD
just broke the record.
Oh,
yeah.
KD just
I
broke
think
it.
so. I think so.
He might have, honestly.
But just piggybacking on that, yeah, I think 2024 is definitely the better team. Just because the Europe, like you said, European basketball has really, really taken off. So the international game is a lot more talented now than when the Dream Team was playing. I don't even know who they.
Dream Team, who they played?
Yeah, I mean, like, who did they play in the championship?
Nobody.
Soviet
Must have
Russia,
been like China,
USSR or something.
I mean, that was one of the most, as far as iconic, historic, I would say the Dream Team is probably the most iconic, historic. They made playing USA basketball popular.
Yeah.
Like they set the standard. But just like all the 90s did, they kind of set that, they laid the groundwork. I'm never going to deny that. But as far as level of talent, today's NBA is tougher, harder. Athletes are better. They train for this. They're groomed from a young age. If you're tall and you can shoot the ball and you're athletic, you can. I mean, you can go make a living playing the basketball. And I just think that's what we're seeing. I mean, it's just the level of competition is so much tougher.
I agree.
I mean, when did Jordan play Wemby?
Yeah. Jordan didn't have to play Wemby or Jokic.
Or Giannis. There was no, it was like America versus America. So when they went and won, it's like, okay, yeah, you guys did a great thing. You hurt Isaiah Thomas's feelings by not including him on the team.
The squad.
Yeah, okay, great. That's what you're known for. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, now real basketball, tough basketball is today's basketball.
Yeah.
And they just don't want to admit it. I mean, you see the NBA players tear each other down so bad.
Yeah, that's a crazy
It's
part,
like that
too.
everything, bro. Even like 90s music.
Yeah.
Like all the old rap compared to
Everything.
this new rap.
It's
It's
such
just
a competition
everything,
nowadays.
Yeah. We're going to be the same in 20 years.
You're right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll be like, Young Thug was the greatest rapper of all time.
That's not a hot take, though. That's
I don't know rap like that. Kendrick Lamar's the best.
all right. Anywho, going into another hot take following that hot take right there. Kyrie Irving better than Allen Iverson in every way.
Agree. Who was that?
That was you.
Oh.
That was your hot take.
I was like, I agree with that. That's why I agree with that.
That's just hard for me because AI low-key pulled a LeBron and took that Sixers team to the finals.
That's what I said.
And he won a
bro.
game on the three-peated Lakers, and that was the second time I think the Lakers won. So that was them going to back-to-back or something.
Yeah.
But, man, Allen Iverson was a dog. I will say I think Kyrie has better handles than AI, which is something that people...
Better shooter, better driver to the rim.
Yeah, Kyrie can finish better.
Kyrie's also bigger, though, than AI.
I'm about to look it up.
AI was like
I'm a
6
stat
foot.
guy. Show me the stats.
Well, I think
Show me the
I think
stats.
Kyrie's favored for sure.
And Kyrie's got a chip. Both played
AI
right now.
is-
Both of them have played 14 seasons. Allen Iverson's 2 more All-Star games. He has a season MVP.
Yeah, he has MVP.
3 times all NBA first team. Kyrie Irving 0. So he's better like all teams. So like the awards and accolades. But what's the argument? LeBron and let's just use the argument between LeBron and Jordan. It's like, okay, is it because of hype? Points per game. AI 26 to 23. Kyrie more rebounds. AI more assists, steals, total points. Allen Iverson more total points. I don't know. I'm a Kyrie.
It's not a bad take though. I don't think it's a bad.
I'm taking AI.
It's not a terrible take.
AI took the worst team in the 76ers to the championship.
Yeah.
Like literally, there was nobody on his team.
I think
and
he had
took them to the
the
ship.
only guy he had was a Matumbo on his squad, but that was a washed up
That was old.
It
Matumbo.
was old Matumbo though.
But that's crazy is thinking that Shaq had some barbecue
And Tony
chicken down
Kukoc,
there.
Come on now. Tony Kukoc.
Shaq had
Tony
some-
Kukoc.
Yeah, Tony Kukoc.
Shaq was having a
That's what
field day with anybody in front of him on that Sixers team, and AI managed to win a game.
I'm taking
And this-
AI.
I'm
Like,
sorry.
LeBron won a game against. He didn't even win a game against the KD Warriors, and AI won one.
I love Kyrie Irving. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
just-
I love Kyrie too. Kyrie's good. I just, I think one thing that we talked about was the winner mentality or being able to win. AI just being able to will that team. That's that LeBron effect. Like
Yeah,
just being
put
able to will a
put the team on his
team
back.
into the
him
championship. I
that.
guess he didn't win it, but he took them there. And the side, the vice versa for Kyrie, when he was by himself, they were the worst team in the NBA.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my take. And then anytime he went when he was with Brooklyn, and he didn't have his stars when he was forced to be the number one, they weren't good. Right now, he's kind of doing his thing though with the Mavs. He's doing his
Kyrie
thing right
Irving's
now.
ever been in trouble with the law. So
Yeah, but AI's him though.
AI brought
AI was
swag
good,
to the game.
Yeah, AI,
see all your
AI
players
kind of changed
dripping
some of
up.
the culture too.
You
Though.
see all your players dripping up before the game. That's
AI was the Michael Vick of NBA.
yeah.
So
I will put that. I mean, because I think Kyrie Irving was one of my favorite players for a long time. Still is. I mean, he does his own thing, plays well. He's consistent. I mean, he's a top 50 all-time player.
AI never played through Ramadan.
yo, that's
Kyrie,
a stat for
Kyrie
sure,
played
though.
through that. He had to eat a banana near the end of the game. He had to wait till sundown. He was all cramping up.
That's funny. He could only play late games, huh? Because that's when he could eat.
Oh,
That's funny.
that's so funny. So,
But thank you guys, everybody, for the hot takes. We appreciate it. Keep commenting on them. Be on the lookout for our Instagram posts, TikTok posts, Facebook, all
Hit it.
that. Yeah.
Hit the J.
Hit the J,
Does he
yeah.
have it?
Oh
My! Oh my!
That's not good.
I'll pick that up.
You're gonna pick that up. All right, and also, yeah, that's crazy. Well, like I said, once again, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the share button down
Comment
below. Let us know what we did good, what we did bad. Please interact, share, let people know we're here in small town Amarillo, Texas, having a sports podcast. Don't forget about Hot Take Thursdays, and that's it. I guess we'll
Signing out.
see you there.
See you
The
guys.
Bounce Pass Pitch
Podcast.
Podcast.